I cut it off early because I couldn't wait to get started tonight. Could not wait to get started tonight. After seeing what I saw last night or yesterday during the day, during the morning or whatever, early afternoon, football, New York Jets football, to be specific, I woke up a new man this morning because I am at the point where I'm just going to enjoy the crash and burn and watch it all burn to ashes and hope something comes out at the other end, because at some point it has to. At some point, things have to go well, right? Soldier Nerdism's here, Anakin Skyogre, Natasha Romanoff, the most logical 49ers fan you will ever meet, is right there. At some point, it has to work out. At some point, things have to get better. And it's not going to happen this year. But what's on the docket for me is being worse than the Miami Dolphins. That's it. As long as we could be worse than the Miami Dolphins, I will be happy. I need that to happen. I need it to happen because then we have a better draft pick than them and we have a shot at getting a theoretically better quarterback. And the last time we had a shot at getting a better quarterback than them, we failed. We passed on Dan Marino and took Kenny O'Brien. But hey, whatever. Who knows what's going on? Let's see what the prediction's going to be for tonight's game. I've got, look at this. I have a close one. Detroit Lions, 28. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 27. That's the prediction I have. And who is Baal rooting for tonight? His allegiance is with the Lions, and they should receive first. Can you guys hear me? Is everything okay? Because I know we've had some technical difficulties the last few times we've done the stream. So I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me. What is going on? Jared Brown. Oh, Jared Brown, the Texans fan. That's right. Look at that. He comes back in. Hello, I'm excited for my Texans tonight. Yeah, if you guys can knock off the Seahawks, that's a big deal. I think that's a big deal. We'll see. We will see. Oh, I almost knocked this over. Dude That Works comes in with a $5, says, how is McDaniel still employed? Also, my leagues are barely winning, getting nervous. My Eagles are barely winning, getting nervous. So you got the Giants next, right? Giants, Eagles again? Is that coming up again? How is McDaniel still employed? I don't think they want to make a change. From everything I'm seeing, didn't the owner say no, they're not going to do anything crazy right now? Which, I would not put it past him to try to make this as bad as it could possibly be, because he has done underhanded things in the past. And now, is tanking underhanded? I mean, theoretically it is. We as fans want it to happen. And I have to believe you have owners out there that might want it to happen as well. And Stephen Ross had that whole thing with Tom Brady and whatnot. So will he want a higher draft pick? Will he want what he believes could possibly be a franchise quarterback, much better than the quarterback they currently have? Of course. So the thing that scares me is I have way more faith in the Dolphins to tank properly than I do the Jets to tank properly. So that's what I want to see. I want to see if the Jets can actually tank properly. And I know that it doesn't always lead to getting the best player. I know. But I love the idea of having that control. The control of the number one overall pick. I love that idea. I heard today on WFAN they were talking about, you're going to give another rookie quarterback to a head coach that's a defensive guy and yada, yada, yada. I mean, what choice do you have? Unless you go out and get a veteran. I don't know that you give him to a rookie offensive coordinator. You definitely don't give him to a rookie defensive coordinator. Again, you don't do that. The only way you do that, if they are not going to hire an experienced guy, a guy who's run a franchise before, then the names that come up constantly are John Gruden and Mike McCarthy. If you're not hiring one of those guys or somebody else who might just come out of the woodwork, it's not going to be Belichick. Somebody else that comes out of the woodwork that has experience, not Rex Ryan, so don't even go there. Then I don't know what to do. I mean, at that point, it's you know, you're rolling the dice, taking a shot on a new guy, and you're rolling the dice with Aaron Glenn. We have to see how Aaron Glenn does for the rest of the year. We have to see how Aaron Glenn does for the rest of the year. But if it keeps looking the way it does, I can't imagine they're going to want him back. I can't imagine that. Fire Glenn and don't risk him screwing the tank. I don't know that I just put that up there. I don't know that firing him is the answer. I don't even know that I would want to fire him, because if it's going to be this bad, just let it be as bad as it's going to be. Let it be as bad as it's going to be. Oh, Sean Cantrell, your Demonverse champion has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. Bears fan, look at him right there. Bam! He says, hey, PFD, PFA, and all the other demons, good evening all. Good to see you, Sean Cantrell. Jared Brown says, I got the Lions 24-21. Close. I think it's going to be right around there, 28-27. But Baker, man, Baker, as they say, has got that dog in him. And the Lions have been known to, fall apart at home in big games. They did it against the Commanders last season in the playoffs, if you recall. I recall. But I believe they have Mike Evans back tonight, the Bucs. Emeka Egbuka is healthy. See what happens. It's gonna drive me crazy if Egbuka has a big game, because I benched him in fantasy because they're playing on a Monday night, and I don't know if he was going to be healthy. They don't want to risk taking the 0. But, that's the way it goes when you play fantasy football and all this other nonsense. But yeah, I don't know. This could be, in my eyes, NFC Championship game preview right here. Because who else? The Eagles look like, I'm sorry, dude, the Eagles look like they are falling apart. Who else? Green Bay? I don't know about Green Bay, man. They struggled against the Cardinals with a backup quarterback. They still won the game, still struggled. I don't know that Green Bay's going to get there. San Francisco, Seattle is interesting. But I think these two teams are the best teams in the NFC right now. Watch the Cowboys do something. I mean, that would be insane. It would, Soldier, I'm sorry to say this, but seeing the Cowboys go further in the playoffs than the Packers, I mean, that story just writes itself. But, Rich, you need to one day open the Discord chat. Mephisto figure is amazing. Oh, I got to check it out. And you pre-ordered Emperor Doom. Oh, look at that. Emperor Doom, man. If I started buying action figures, I would have nowhere to sleep because they would be everywhere. All the figures that I see that I'm like, oh my God, that is cool. I used to be an impulse buyer. I've pulled myself back from that because one day I just looked around and said, there is so much stuff. I can't be an impulse buyer anymore. It's clutter everywhere. SG says, might be in and out of the chat tonight because I couldn't get any work done up until now due to Canvas being down all day. It's been weird. I mean, I've had issues with virtually everything. And it's not just today. It's like in the past 2 weeks. I had a Canva issue. I've had a CapCut issue. I've had, not OBS, but I've had issues with just random things. And it drives me crazy. I don't know, technology and whatnot. So, yeah, this is going to be an interesting game. It should be a fun game, hopefully. Depending on how the other game is going, I might stick around a little bit for that one. But if it looks like a snooze fest, I'll call it after this game. But we should be back Thursday for that game. What do we have Thursday night? Let me see what we have Thursday night. That'll be week 9, won't it? NFL. No, that'll be week 8. Week 8 schedule. Thursday night, Vikings Chargers. Oh boy. All right. Well, hey, Aronde Gatson is looking like, my God, Darren Waller of old. So that's something to keep an eye on. Got an Eli Manning commercial here with some Hawaiian buns, and he's got a big, thick mustache. Okay. Well, Melissa Klein comes in. She's your number 1 contender. We'll get her name right on screen right now, immediately. There it is. Your number 1 contender on the stream. The great Melissa Klein. Cleveland Browns fan. So hearing people talk about the Jets' schedule coming up, somebody was saying, oh, they could beat the Browns. I was like, no, they can't. They're not going to beat the Browns. They're not going to beat the Bengals. Probably not going to beat the Saints. I don't see where the wins come from. If you can't score points in the NFL, where do the wins come from? Tell me. They come from nowhere. You can't win if you can't score. I'm not rewriting anything here. Let's see. Oh, I just got a message from YouTube telling me I just crossed the 100,000 hours of watch time threshold. Wow, that's crazy. Congratulations to me. So let me see what the Jets. So the Jets have the Bengals next week. The Bengals are going to. I mean, that's a Joe Flacco revenge game. I mean, come on. Bengals, Browns, Patriots losing those games. Ravens, my God. Even without, if Lamar is not back by then, we're still losing that game. The Bengals without Lamar, still a much better football team than we are. Falcons losing that game. The only game I see on the schedule, December 7th, Dolphins. I could see us just trouncing the Dolphins because it would go that way when we need them to win games if we're playing for a pick. So, and then week 18, you have the Bills. Maybe the Bills rest everybody, and then the Jets just decide to wake up then. So, I mean, I could that's the 2-win max right there. That's the 2-win ceiling. And I don't want either of those wins. You can have them. Because if this is the way it's going to look, you can have every win. I do not want a single one. Do not want a single one. The poll after casting my vote is blocking my view of comments. If I hit close poll, it just closes it for me, right? Yeah, you should be able to close the poll just for you. It's not going to close it for everybody else. That is perfectly fine. Green Bay keeps playing too high safety show with soft coverage. It's killing me. And Matt LaFleur, sorry. Mike LaFleur should be the Jets head coach. Matt LaFleur is an enemy of the state, as you already know. So you have that problem too. He is a severe enemy of the state for his shenanigans. And I know he did something, hey, fine, he did something great. Good for him. He needs to prove that he can do that over and over again. Because I will never forgive him for taking that tie against the Cowboys. And we're going to get the game started here. We'll never forgive him for taking that tie against the Cowboys. It was horrific. Horrific and terrible. Please win, Lions, says Anakin Skyogre. Congratulations on 100,000 hours, you crazy kid. Yeah, it's it's pretty interesting. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. I used to be cool. I know. It's not the first time I've ever heard that. So there is the kickoff, and the Detroit Lions wearing their black jerseys, the blue helmets, and they take this down to about the 32-yard line. And here comes Jared Goff marching out onto the field in a fight using their fists. Who wins? Jared Goff or Baker Mayfield? My money's on Baker Mayfield. I don't know what that has to do with football, but I definitely pick Baker Mayfield in that scenario. I didn't watch any of the game, though. No, unfortunately, the Packers game I missed out on. Hunter Sardinas says, hello. What's going on, Hunter? Who are you a fan of? Thank you for joining the stream. I sing songs to people who join the stream for the first time. Back to pass. And that is off target. Oh, it's going to be a long night for the Bears. They're not the Bears. They're the Panthers. They look like the Panthers with those helmets. They're the Lions. I know they're the Lions. It's going to be a good game. I hope so. Baker easily. Yeah, Baker. Hunter says it's going to be a good game. I think this is going to be a good game too. And I do think the Lions are going to win, but as you can see there, not by a wide margin. Goff back to pass. He gets this out to Jahmyr Gibbs. Oh, Gibbs with a nice move. He just jukes two Bucs defenders and takes this down to the 40. First down, Lions. What a move by Jahmyr Gibbs. He was like a hockey player just stopping short on ice. Look at this. Boom. You saw the dust come up. He is in Buccaneers territory just like that. The Sun God missed the catch. That can't happen. It was out of his reach. I think I blame that more on the throw than on the Sun God. The Texans are your profile pick. Okay, I can't say it. It's so small. I just see like black. But the Texans, there you go. I see like soldiers. I just see a bunch of colors. JJB is a J, so I could see that. But the other ones, if you have a photo in as your profile pic, it is so tough to see from this YouTube hosting perspective. Jared Goff working out of the shotgun. 2nd and 8 coming up. Gives the ball to Gibbs again. Gibbs gets a couple of yards, so we'll have a 3rd and about 6 coming up. Hassan Reddick, former Jet on this Buccaneers defense. Levante David, he's not a former Jet. He's on this Buccaneers defense. Bucs defense is pretty good. Of course, they got the great Vanta Vea on the defensive line. Jared Goff taking the snap out of the shotgun. He will eventually take it, and there it goes. He's got it. Rolls out to his right, looks downfield, gets rid of this, and that is incomplete. There's a flag on the play that was intended for Khalif Raymond. And there's a flag on the play. It's one of the alternates from last season. Oh, okay. I see that. It looks very dark on my end. Illegal contact on the defense. Automatic first down for the Detroit Lions. So he had his hands on Jamison Williams for a little too long while Jared Goff was in the pocket and got called for the flag. Rolls out to his right. He points at everybody. Okay. Nuka Bats here. What's going on, Nuka? Good to see you. Jared Goff hands off to Jahmyr Gibbs, and he gets about a gain of 2, gets slammed down. 2nd down and about 8 coming up. Nuka Bat says, let's go Bucs. Make those Bud Knights go meow. Nuka. I don't know. Let's see. See what happens. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but you know. It is football. Anything could happen, I guess. And here is Jared Goff taking the snap on 2nd and 7. Working out of the shotgun once again. Takes the ball, looks downfield, throws over the middle, and that is caught by Amon-Ra St. Brown. No one is near him, and he gets in the end zone. And just like that, the Detroit Lions are on the board. Nuka Bat says, good to be seen. I've been stupidly busy. Yeah. Haven't we all, Nuka? It's been a busy life so far this year, this football season especially. It was just terrible coverage. Guy defending Amon-Ra St. Brown just fell down. Amon-Ra was wide open. Jared Goff's going to hit that all the time. And the kick is up, and it is good. So you can change your... So Jeremy JB, you can change your handle to Jeremy JB if you'd like. So YouTube switched it to these handles for some reason. They're switching it for everybody who live streams, because apparently you can't replicate a handle, so you can't be an imposter. That's the reason they're doing this, to prevent YouTube identity theft, I guess, on live streams. They should really let the people running the live streams decide that, but whatever. So you can go on and change it to Jeremy JB if you'd like, so that it can be reflected in the chat if you would like. The Lions helmets. Oh, I like the Lions helmets, but hate the black uniforms, says Tim Daniel. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the black uniforms. I gotta be honest. Not a big fan of the black uniforms. I don't even like the Jets' black uniforms and black helmets. I want them to get rid of it. I would prefer a whiteout. I would prefer everybody go with the whiteout. SG says, I stacked Goff and Amon-Ra in the Arkham League. Let's go. So if you change your handle, you can change it to whatever you want every 14 days. So you're not stuck with it. Just so you guys know. Look at SG. Speaking of Arkham, yours truly is the number one seed at 5-1. SG, when you asked me to take a look at the rosters and I gave you guys my take on the rosters and nobody said anything, I picked yours as one of the better rosters. Did I not? I thought I did. Good thing I started St. Brown today. And Ashley comes in. She's getting ready for her Cincinnati Bengals to destroy my New York Jets this week coming up. She's getting ready for that. With a 20 spot, says, good evening, PDF. All right, excellent. I like when people call me that. I know it means PFD. Hello, hope everyone is well. I picked the Bucs to win this, fingers crossed, but I really don't care. Yeah. Well, Ashley, I might be rooting for the Bengals. Well, you know what? I actually am rooting for the Bengals this week. Because for the reasons are twofold. Not because I don't like the Jets anymore. The Jets did piss me off. But I want the Bengals to win because the Jets winning does nothing for anybody. Doesn't do anything. It screws us out of a higher pick. I want the highest pick. I just want something to be happy about. And I've decided for me this year, it's the high pick. So I am fully in tank mode. I am going all full Takeda Luna right now. Want the team to just lose out. And I also want to see the Bengals make the playoffs. Ashley is your number 3 contender, by the way. As you saw on screen a moment ago. And the top donation person of the evening thus far. So, yeah, the Cincinnati Bengals. Go Bengals, right? Who dey? Who dat? What do they say? They say who dey. Who dat is the Saints. That is our Phantom Lord champion, Philip Quinn. That's his team. So I need Baker Mayfield to have a big game tonight to beat Bran, by the way. Otherwise, if I don't get 25 points... No, I think it's 40 points between him and Rachaad White. 40 points I need. And then I beat Bran. If I don't get that, I'm going to be very upset. And speaking of Rachaad White, look at him go. As if he heard me. He's like, I'm going to give you 6 yards right now. Just please get up. Thank you. Okay. 5-yard run. So sorry about the name. No, it happens all the time. I would probably do the same thing. Samuel Miller, who they think gonna beat them Bengals? Not the Jets. They don't think they're gonna beat the Bengals. Jets fans don't think so either. Samuel Miller is your number 2 contender, by the way, people. There he is right there. Bengals fans back to back. It's very NFC North heavy. Browns, Bengals, Ravens, and then you got Mike Causey with the Broncos on the bottom there. Celebrating a big Broncos win as Baker falls. Oh, man, he had some daylight. And he is mad that he fell and the guy fell on top of him. He thought there should have been a flag, and the ref said, no flag. And then it looks like they hugged each other afterwards. I don't know. So it's Baal PFD's version of Clippy. Who's Clippy? I don't know. Baal is just a demon that showed up that is shaped like a football. He showed up one day and they said, like, cool, let's just hang out. And you can be here forever. And that's where he is. 3rd and 6 for Baker. Come on, Baker. Here we go. Roll out to the right. There you go. That's not going to be a first down. Gets it to Sterling Shepard. And they're going to have to punt. Damn. What's the over-under on Dan Campbell tonight? I'm going to say we're going to go 3.5. 3.5. You taking the over or the under? 3.5 on 4th down attempts. Sean Cantrell, your Redeemerverse champion, says I need I need stupid high. Sorry, it means the same thing. Stupid high numbers from St. Brown, Laporta, and Baker. I'm getting my ass kicked. How many points do you need in total, Sean? I'll let you know if it's possible. I need Laporta, unfortunately, for you to have a bad game because I am playing him in another league too. I need him to have a bad game. I need Baker to have a good game. I need Jason Myers to have a good game in one league. I'm impressed you remember everybody's teams. I try, man. I try. Doesn't always work, but I think I do a pretty good job of it. I do a pretty good job of it. Sean Cantrell, 1676, as your champion. He's close to the most all-time in a single season, by the way. And we're not even mid-season yet. 1676. So let me see. I'm going to go through everybody in the chat right now and see if I can get everybody's team correctly. Let's see. Sean Cantrell, Bears. Dude, Philly. Nukabat, Vikings. Samuel Miller, who do you like again? I'm just kidding. The Bengals. Jared Brown, Texans. Anakin, Lions. SG, Ravens. Soldier, Nerdas, and Packers. Melissa, Browns. Natasha Romanoff, 49ers. Tim Daniel, Eagles. Flowers for Algorithm, Colts. JJB. Patriots or Cowboys? I can't remember. It's one of those two. I can't remember. Is it Patriots or Cowboys? Or am I completely off? Hunter is a Texans fan. I have a Mecca Ibuka on my fantasy team. I need to win, be honest. How effed am I? The only concerning thing is, well, how many points do you need? I would need to know that. I would need a little context. But the only thing that concerns me is that he was questionable leading up to this game. They weren't sure he was going to play, and then all of a sudden they said he's healthy. How healthy is he? Is it going to be like he runs a couple routes and like he doesn't feel great, so he's going to, they're going to limit his reps after that? That's the only thing that would concern me. 80 points Sean Cantrell needs, and Sean Cantrell has, let me go back to who he has here. St. Brown, Laporta, Baker. And I'm assuming it's PPR. Yeah, you might be cooked. You might be cooked. Because even like if you get a 20-point game from St. Brown, 10-point game from Laporta, and a 30-point game from Baker, that's still only 60 points. And those are pretty decent games for those guys. Like you need somebody to go off. Like you need Baker to have a 45-point game or something. And then still, like 20 points each from Laporta and St. Brown. It could happen. Could happen. Goff. Wide open is Amon-Ra St. Brown again. Well, Amon-Ra might be the guy for you. I mean, he might get you half those points if this keeps happening. Because it doesn't seem like the Bucs understand that they have to get somebody on him. If you don't have a man on him, he is going to destroy you. So the faster they figure that out, the better off they'll be. Because that is not good. Jeremy JB, there it is. Says it took him a minute. Up the middle, David Montgomery gets about a yard. So, Jeremy JB, wait a minute. Jeremy JB was already taken, you see? That's the problem. That's the problem. No problem. Jeremy, so I was guessing everybody's team. I got everybody's right. But yours, I said either Patriots or Cowboys. For some reason, I can't remember. Some reason I can't remember. Am I right? Is it Patriots or Cowboys? Goff gets the ball off, and that is caught by Laporta. No, that's right. Not Laporta. My bad. So it's about a 5-yard game. We got third and about 4 coming up. Levante David on the pressure. With the pressure. No, it's neither of them? Oh, I feel like an idiot now. I don't remember what you're... Hold on, wait. Oh, you're a Packers fan. Damn it. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I will never forget that again. And Jared Goff, his arm was coming forward. I think that's a fumble. Yeah, I think his arm, that they smacked it out before his arm came forward. He thinks so too because he's walking off the field. Bucs football. Let's take a look at this really slow. Yeah, his arm was coming back. He lost the football. That's a fumble. That's definitely a fumble. Hassan Reddick making plays. Nice that he's out there making plays for the Bucs. Didn't even want to play for us. Anyway. I'm only a Vikings fan for the season. We'll see what the wheel of teams gives me next season, says Nuka. Hey, I might be with you. Let me see. Maybe I would be a Giants fan, but after what they did yesterday, no, thank you. I'll be a Bengals fan. Why not? I'm going to root for the Bengals this week. They better beat the Jets. This is the only thing that'll make the Jets play well, is if I root for another team. If I want them to leave. Leave. I want them to leave too. Leave the NFL. Go somewhere where you can win. Maybe I'll be happy. Good golf, indeed. Good golf. Fumble. Earl Baker is going to have a shot now to tie this baby up, and I think he will. I need the points. Really use the points. Points are good. He is part of the Grossi posse, says Hunter. Yes. As is Soldier right here. Soldier's interesting because he is very friendly to his divisional rivals, and I'm not buying it. I think he's got something up his sleeve. Either he's just a very, very, very friendly guy, which he seems, or he's diabolical. Well, good thing we scored when we did. See, Anakin, that's the spirit. Anakin would lose his mind typically, but I think he's learning. Like, just stay cool. Oh, why do I have to see stupid Josh Allen in a commercial? Again, looking like an idiot. And then he's not even allowed to wear his actual uniform. He doesn't even have that pull with the team where they let him wear his own uniform in commercials. What a loser. They're like, no, Josh, get out of here. Every commercial I ever see Patrick Mahomes in, he wears whatever he wants. Josh Allen can't pull that off. Not the Bears. You've been friendly to Sean Cantrell. Breaking news, the New York Jets have moved to the AFL. Good for the AFL and the teams in the AFL who now all have a chance to win. It's so terrible. Somebody asked me yesterday, would I rather be in the position of the Cowboys who, make the playoffs and lose every year, or the Jets who just lose? And of course, I would rather be in the position of the Cowboys. There's something to be said about going through an NFL season and winning games and feeling like you at least have a chance, even though deep down you probably know you don't. But like the excitement of the NFL season, playing games, fighting for a playoff spot, knowing that the playoffs are a whole new season, a team can get hot in the playoffs and you never know. False start on the Bucs. Bucs are playing sloppy tonight. So, I mean, not enough can be said about that. But when you are done, when you're done before Halloween, it's a kick to the face in other places. It's terrible. It's terrible. Sean's an exception. Look at that. Sean is an exception. So, yeah, I would rather lose in the playoffs every single year. Baker gets this off. Mike Evans cannot come down with it. Ball was a little off target. Emily Brandt's here. Who do you think is better? I think Detroit is good, but personally, as a Packers fan, in case we can't win a division, I'd rather play against Tampa than Detroit. Yeah, I think I would rather play Tampa too if I was in your shoes. Although I love Baker, I just think Detroit. Tampa's got some firepower. They're banged up. I mean, Tampa's got a good defense. Tampa's got it all, but something about Detroit. I mean, oh my God, over the middle of Cade Otton. That ball got batted away, but Otton was still able to come up with it. Detroit just seems like one of those teams that can drop 50 on you, and Tampa doesn't really seem like that, you know? Tampa seems like a team that'll go round for round with you, and they're tough to knock out. But Detroit is a team that feels like they can just come in and knock you out in the first round, and you're just chasing them the whole time. You're chasing them the whole game. Just like, you know, Tampa Bay's trying to chase them right now. I think they're 3rd and 7, gets the ball out to Rachaad White, gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage, and this Lions defense stepping up. There's that Jack Campbell on the tackle right there. Jeremy JB says, I can be friendly to the Bears, Lions, and Vikings too. I'm not even totally rooting against the Lions. I won't be upset if they lose, but I'm not rooting for it. See, you're better than I am, because I want every team in the AFC East to suffer. Even when the Jets are bad, I'm just like, you should all suffer. But don't suffer worse than we are this year, Dolphins. Don't. I want the Dolphins to actually win. Because they look, I mean, if there is a team that looks like they could be more of a train wreck, it's them. And I do not want them messing with my first overall pick. The Lions will be taken over. Jack Campbell with a big play on the 3rd down. I got to lower the AC for a minute here. I forgot to do that. Give me one moment. I'm going to keep talking as I'm walking away. Say hi to Lord Chair. Go lower a couple of degrees over here. Because it gets hot under the bright lights. Oh, I could bring, you know what? If this game gets boring, I'm going to bring my guitar over and play you guys a little Don't Fear the Reaper at halftime. Only if it's boring, though. You know, I also don't want to get a strike, so maybe I can't. Because when I play that song, I don't play it sloppy at all. It sounds perfect. Not these headphones. These headphones. SG says, Lord Chair, yes. Emily Brandt says, I'm okay with Detroit winning a Super Bowl after Green Bay and Buffalo gets a Super Bowl. I don't want Buffalo to ever get a Super Bowl. Yeah, you guys are better than I am. You Packers fans, you have that up north charm, and you guys are just so nice. I'm just like, F the Bills. I don't ever want them to win a Super Bowl. Whoever they are playing, I'm rooting for the other team. Whoever they're playing. Even when they were playing the Chiefs, as much as I don't want the Chiefs to win, I was still rooting for the Chiefs. I don't even want to see them in a Super Bowl. Jeremy JB says, I do want the Patriots to suffer, but not the Bills or the Dolphins. 6 rings has made me unfriendly to any Patriots plight. But you did beat them in a Super Bowl once. So you do have that. Brett Favre beating Bill Parcells. That was Brett Favre and Mike Holmgren beating Bill Parcells and Drew Bledsoe. And then Parcells, right before that Super Bowl, was negotiating with the Jets and was like, I'm going that way. And that's when we had the golden age for the New York Jets. I haven't had a golden age in a long time, to no one's surprise. Bears, Vikings, and Cowboys, I generally don't like. A lot of Bears and Cowboys supporters are insufferable. Not all, but a lot. Bears fans came at me. When I did the most annoying fan base this past year, I'm pretty sure I think I picked the Bears fan base as the most annoying. Because they were getting pretty loud for a minute. Pretty loud in like the comment section of my videos. Look at this. Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones. 1st, 3rd, and 6th overall picks. And you have a combined Look, between them, they only have 4 losses. Between all 3 quarterbacks, only 4 losses. That's remarkable. Amon-Ra St. Brown makes a defender miss and gets another first down and a big gain. Wow. He's going to have a game. He's already having a game. I like Buffalo, and I want Josh Allen to get his flowers eventually. I want the flowers to be filled with sneezing powder. And to have a big bee chase him around. Tim Daniel says, F the Cowboys. Yeah, we knew you feel that way. I know you'd feel that way, Tim. First and 10 for the Detroit Lions. Goff hands off to Jahmyr Gibbs, and he gets about a gain of 4, it looks like. Should have 2nd and 6 coming up. Sun God is always on. Yeah. Emily says, unfortunately for me, I used to be like the Detroit fans. I used to feel bad for them. Ever since Dan Campbell came in, the Lions fans started getting annoying and rude when they shouldn't. No Lombardi. Lions fans have been pretty boisterous. Jahmyr Gibbs with a run up the middle gets a first down. But I'll be honest, in my videos, Lions fans haven't been bad at all. It's like they don't say anything weird. That's just been my experience with them. Packers fans hated me for a little while because a couple years ago, I think I picked them to win 6 games. I think it was Jordan Love's first season, and I did not think Jordan Love was going to be a good quarterback. I was like, it's over. Their streak of getting franchise quarterbacks is over. And he started out very slow, and it looked like it was going to be right. But then he took off. And I was like, oh. Well, I'm a Jets fan. Yeah, I feel the same way, Sean. I'm a Jets fan, and I roll my eyes at a lot of Jets fans. I do not like the fan base, for the most part. A lot of people in the fan base, I'm just like, you got to stop. Jahmyr Gibbs on a swing pass takes this down to the Tampa Bay 22. And the Lions are rolling. I've had my issues with Jets fans. Especially during the Sam Darnold, Zach Wilson debate, when we knew we had the number 2 pick, and it was like, should we keep Sam? Should we keep Zach Wilson? Fans were just insufferable during that point. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to lose about 5 on that play. But they've been pretty. I don't know. I feel like Jets fans this year are just like kind of quiet and angry. Like they don't really know what to do at this point. Everybody's just like, we suck. Like we don't have answers. We don't know what to do. Goff over the middle. That is caught by Brock Wright. We got 3rd and long coming up. Is Laporta not playing? Why does Brock Wright have 2 receptions already? Ernest Capu says, Carolina Panthers fan win yesterday. Yeah, and I'm a Jets fan. You beat us yesterday. So congratulations to you. I'm glad you won because I did not want to win that game. 3rd and 9. Back to pass is Jared Goff. And Khalif Raymond gets about a gain of 8. So one of the things is people will, you'll have Jet fans. This is where a lot of us get into arguments. The Jet fans that are like, I don't care, I just want to see the team win games. And it's like, we've been bad for so long. If we have a shot at getting a quarterback that could be a stud and help change the fortunes of this team, which could happen, that's what I want. I don't want any moral victories. I'm tired of the moral victories. And then they'll say you're not a real fan at that point. Little contact on a toss to the end zone by Jared Goff, and that is incomplete, no flag. So wait, was that a fourth down conversion? Or a fourth down attempt? First and 10 for Tampa. So that was Dan Campbell's first fourth down attempt. And 3.5 is the over-under. I don't know who I want them to take in the draft yet. I have to see where they finish. And then I've said this before. When Adam Gase was our coach, run up the middle by Rachaad White, it's about a gain of 1. When Adam Gase was our coach and it looked like we were going to go winless or maybe 1 win or whatever, and Jacksonville won the first game of the season, I think it was against the Colts, I wanted Trevor Lawrence so bad, and I was like, we're not going to win a game. This is awesome. We're finally going to get a franchise quarterback. And when they beat the Rams, I was so heartbroken. It was like for like 2 days I moped around because I was like, all season long I'm sitting here just hanging my hat on, we are finally going to get a franchise quarterback. Now, as it turns out, Trevor Lawrence hasn't been everything he was advertised to be. But, hey, we're already out of the first half. Look at that. But that feeling, man, I was just like, oh. So I want to see where we draft. I want to see how they finish. And at that point, I'll take a look at it and say, okay, realistically, these are the guys we can probably get our hands on, and then I'll kind of pick it from that point. But I'm not setting myself up for, I mean, I set myself up for, imagine that. I was excited going into the season, came to terms with the fact that the team was bad when I was like, this could be a good team. Had to come to terms with the fact that the team was bad. And then finally resigned to, all right, fine, I'm in tank mode. And then they win a couple of meaningless, stupid games. Games that they had no business winning. We had no business beating the Rams at all. Jared Goff was their quarterback at the time. Had no business beating them with Cooper Kupp and Sean McVay. They're like none at all. And for some reason, they couldn't get a first down in that game. The Rams were just, their offense was like anemic in that game. It wasn't our defense. Our defense wasn't suddenly playing well. It was just the Rams couldn't manage to do anything. And I was just like, what the hell is happening right now? When I saw the clock ticking down and was like, we're going to win this game, it was the worst feeling. Because it was like twice in that season, I was ultimately heartbroken. All I wanted to see that season was improvement and you know, be like, we can play. I want to know we have the coach, we have the quarterback, they're going to work together. I want to see this. Even though I didn't really have much faith in Adam Gase. Didn't have a lot of faith in Sam Darnold, but I felt like something good could come of that team, you know? And it was just horrible. And then I was heartbroken twice. So, you know. Hunter says, I think the Jets are cursed. Sam Darnold's doing good on the Seahawks, and he was picked by the Jets. Yeah, won 14 games with Minnesota last year. I don't know that he would be doing this with the Jets, though. I think the Kevin O'Connell thing has a lot to do with it, honestly. Same thing with Daniel Jones. Like, going to Kevin O'Connell, it's like he knighted them. You are now good quarterbacks. And then they went off, sent them on their way. Which was surprising to me because J.J. McCarthy, you don't know what you have in J.J. McCarthy. But you did invest the first-round pick in him. So, I guess it's tough to... He got hurt, though, but then Sam Darnold won 14 games for you. Like, you could have justified keeping Sam. Not Daniel Jones as a starter, but Sam, yeah. Mike Evans comes up with a big catch, and there's a flag on the play. There are two separate flags. Mike Evans looks like he might have pushed off, but was there contact by the defender? Let's see. It's a hell of a catch by Mike Evans. .28-yard completion if it stands. So there was a grab by the defender, and it doesn't look like Evans pushed off. I think that's going to be on... I think that's going to be defensive pass interference. Oh, both on defense, yeah. All right, so that's the catch is going to stand. Sean Cantrell says, between Trubisky, Fields, and Williams, the Bears would be able to develop a Brady talent. I mean, it's so tough. It's so tough to pick the right quarterback. But, I mean, you guys had a chance at Mahomes. I don't know how you passed up on Mahomes. We had a chance at Mahomes, too, and we needed a quarterback. So I don't know how we passed up on Mahomes either. So, I mean, we're in the same boat there. 1st and 10, Baker under center. Alpha Shadow X says, hey guys, currently rebranding here. How are we feeling about this week, football fans? I'm not feeling too great. Rashad White goes up the middle for nothing. If currently rebranding, by the way, if you want to make that your name, you can do that. You can change your handle to currently rebranding. If that's up, it's completely up to you. You can change it back in 14 days if you want to. So every 14 days you can change your handle according to YouTube. The keeper of the belts is here. Matt West, what is going on? Matt West is going to listen while he cooks dinner. Excellent. A little pass out to Rashad White, who gets about a gain of 4. We have 3rd and 4 coming up. The great Matt West. Making a little dinner as the Buccaneers 5-1 take on the 4-2 Detroit Lions. We already saw Jared Goff fumble. Good Goff, and we are in the 2nd quarter right now. Got a 3rd. I'm gonna try to do really good play-by-play for you, Matt, so that you can be up to date on the game. You don't even have to look at the screen. Here we go. Baker Mayfield's waving at somebody, not saying hi, but waving for a player. That was Mike Evans to move over, and Baker is working out of the shotgun right now. He takes the snap. Got a 3-man rush, and that is batted away at the line. Mahomes would be crap if the Bears drafted him. Yeah, it is a possibility, right? Because Mahomes, talk about going to a good situation. You go to a situation with Andy Reid sitting behind Alex Smith. I mean, we don't know what Mahomes would have been somewhere else. You would think he would be something, though. But, you know, landing spot matters. There is the punt. Landing spot does matter. Every team passed on the greatest quarterback of all time, so there's a chance. You're talking about Shedeur Sanders? Yeah, everybody passed up on him. I know you mean Tom Brady. Let's see. Huluween. I think anywhere else Love wouldn't even be in the league. Possibly Soldier, yeah. I mean, look, Baker went to Sean McVay and all of a sudden revived his career in Tampa with Liam Cohen, right? I think Liam Cohen was his offensive coordinator there. But how effective was he with Baker, though? Because it's not like he's turning Trevor Lawrence into anything better. It almost seemed like they didn't even like each other a couple weeks ago. But I do think there are some coaches in this league that can take guys who have, because Sam Darnold, I mean, you look at him, he's prototypical. He's got the size, he's got the arm strength, he can move, hell of an athlete, great attitude. He's like everything you would want in a quarterback. The only problem was he made terrible decisions and crumbled under pressure. But you put him with a guy who can kind of work all those kinks out of him, unravel some of that stuff. So that doesn't mean we will never see it again. But, I mean, right now, I would love for Sam Darnold to be my quarterback. Yeah, we do have guys that are later draft picks and end up winning Super Bowls. But if you think about it, it is few and far between. It's not like a lot. Not a lot of guys. I mean, you have Russell Wilson. But Russell Wilson had the Legion of Boom. So, you know, it's up for debate as to how good Russell Wilson actually was. Was he actually that good of a quarterback? Or was the Legion of Boom just that good that you could have put virtually anybody else there who could move? Brady, of course. But how many quarterbacks that were drafted later? If Jalen Hurts was in the second round, right? So it doesn't happen. Brock Purdy, that was almost like just a mistake that he had to start because people just kept getting hurt. But he ended up working out. David Montgomery on a little dump off from Jared Goff. It's about a 15-yard gain in the first down. Yeah, Russ was carried. I believe that, Tim Daniel. I also believe, you're not going to like this, I believe Jalen Hurts is being carried, but all right, we'll see. Brock Purdy, I think, is definitely being carried. A quarterback generally is only as good as their O-line. Generally, Burrow made it to a Super Bowl with no offensive line. No. But generally speaking, yeah. Because look at Daniel Jones. I mean, when he has no offensive line, he was a train wreck. But put him behind a good offensive line in Indianapolis with weapons around him, completely different guy. Dak Prescott was a third round pick. He didn't win a Super Bowl, though. I know, Super Bowl wasn't part of it because I said Brock Purdy. He made it to a Super Bowl, though. Yeah, Dak Prescott was a third round pick, though. You're right. O-line is life. That's what, you see, that's what, I'm going to bring this back to the Jets, of course. That's what has me happy about the Jets. And not happy, happy is the wrong word, but optimistic is a better word. Flag, is that going to be a false start or illegal shift? False start on the Lions, on Penei Sewell. You know, you have two bookend young tackles. Elijah Vera Tucker, if he ever can get through a season healthy, you know, would be an all-pro guard. So, you know, you have those pieces on the offensive line. That's a good situation for a young quarterback to come into. Now, you know, you have Membu and Fashanu who are still learning. You know, they're not perfect right now, but I think they can be dominant. And AVT we know is dominant. Pass complete to Amon-Ra St. Brown. It's about a gain of 7. There's Sam Laporta. He hasn't had a reception yet today, though. Jalen Hurts was in the second round because I was against it at first, but then he started winning. The Eagles started winning. Jalen Hurts happened to be the quarterback. I'll say that. Goff on 3rd and 5, back to pass. Pressure. Oh, and he gets sacked. Wow. This Todd Bowles defense is penetrating the vaunted Detroit Lions offensive line. Insane. If Sonic and Knuckles are the running backs, does that make Goff tails? Goff, what would Goff be? Goff would be the Jim Carrey villain, I think. And there is the punt. Goff is whoever Ryan Gosling would play in a Sonic movie. Bucs take the ball to the 35. 10:08 left in the second quarter. Oh, yes, he changed it to currently rebranding. I love it. Because then I recognize you guys. If the name is all jumbled, sometimes I don't know who it is. Jalen Hurts looked pretty good in both Super Bowl appearances. Well, you know, when you have that roster around you, yeah. But I'm saying, I will continue to say this. Is Jalen Hurts a guy who will elevate a team? Like if Jalen Hurts went to the Miami Dolphins right now, would he elevate that team? Would that team suddenly be good? Would they suddenly be in games because of Jalen Hurts? Or like not look like a joke? Would you say, okay, the Miami Dolphins definitely have their franchise quarterback now? Or is he somebody that you put on a team and he's elevated by the fact that the roster is so sick? Like a Jim McMahon. You know? I'm not saying Jalen Hurts and Jim McMahon are the same. Jim McMahon was a way better passer, in my opinion. But I'm just messing with you, Tim. But no, I mean, that's what I see him as. A guy who can play. Right? He can obviously play, but does he elevate you? I think if the Eagles, there are a number of quarterbacks in the league that I was, looking at the Eagles, I would think he would work better with this team. He would make this team 10 times scarier. There are a number of quarterbacks. Baker Mayfield with the Eagles, come on. Sam Darnold right now with the Eagles. Daniel Jones with the Eagles. Those guys over Jalen Hurts? Yes, I think so. Yeah, the Eagles' offensive and defensive lines are ridiculously good. They have Devonta Smith, A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley. I mean, everywhere you look, there's a star. And then you have Jalen Hurts. Substandard for the Eagles, though, is still better than most offensive lines. He did build a great roster. I'm not knocking the roster whatsoever. I'm just saying Jalen Hurts, he is to the Eagles what Brock Purdy is to the Niners. I don't know that they make the team any better, them being there. I think you can plug and play a bunch of other different quarterbacks in the league there, and you might even get a better result. Baker delivers this, and that is incomplete. Tez Johnson and Mike Evans ran into each other as they were running their routes, and Mike Evans gets up and he's okay. What about Jordan Love with the Eagles? And what about Malik Willis with the Eagles? Now you see, I would take Jalen Hurts over Malik Willis. I think Malik Willis works with Matt LaFleur. I don't know what he's going to be outside of Matt LaFleur. Jordan Love with the Eagles. I'm still not completely sold on Jordan Love. I got to be honest. Still not completely sold on him. I do think he would be probably be a bit of an upgrade as a catch by Ibuka, gain of 4. He would probably be an upgrade because of his passing ability with those receivers. So I would say, yeah, Jordan Love would be an upgrade. But they would probably throw a lot more picks if they had to throw the ball. But I still need to see more from Jordan Love for me to say, oh yeah, Jordan Love's sick. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I think he kind of falls into like that middle area where one year you're like, oh yeah, he's, number 11. And then next year you're like, oh, he might not even be number 15, or week to week. Bucs get the first down. Like this year, I would take Dak Prescott over Jordan Love. I wouldn't have said that, 2 years ago, towards the end of the season. There weren't many guys in that stretch that I would have taken over Jordan Love. Definitely not Baker Mayfield. Definitely not Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold. Again, Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert. I would have taken Jordan Love over all those guys at that point. And there's Baker back to pass, throws this downfield, and that is to no one. I don't even see a receiver in sight. But, oh my God, wait a minute. The most devastating move in IDF history just was thrown as Rowdy Eggplant comes in with a hundo. And let's see what he has to say. It's time for the most devastating move in Demonverse history. Yes, the Rowdy Bomb. I have been playing MLB The Show relentlessly for the past 48 hours. It's almost World Series time, too. Go Dodgers, go Rams. So I'm assuming you're the Dodgers and you're ready. Oh, but are you ready? Are you playing the World Series in your game, or are you talking about actual World Series time? I think you might be talking about actual World Series time, because that's true. Run up the middle. Thank you so much, Rowdy Eggplant, for that hundo. Let's get you straightened out here. We're going to get your title on stream. Wait a minute. Did you just won, by the way, the Phantom Lord title, ladies and gentlemen. We have a new Phantom Lord champion, and Rowdy Eggplant. Let's get his name up there. Hold on a second. The most devastating move in Demonverse history just upgraded his title. Well, the most devastating maneuver just got Rowdy Eggplant to upgrade his title, is what I want to say. Mayfield gets the ball to Evans and he gets pushed out of bounds. They're saying that that's incomplete. I thought he was pushed out. I thought he would have landed inbounds if he didn't get pushed. Hundo, says Samuel Miller, yes. And Rowdy Eggplant's name is going everywhere, as it should. And we're going to get his new title up momentarily. Hold on. I've got it all set up here. Hold on. And there's the punt. Got to move ball. Bucks cannot buy a break. Cannot catch a break whatsoever. So, you know, I haven't followed baseball in a long time, Rowdy, but you know what? I'm going to root for the Dodgers just for you. I'm going to root hard for the Dodgers just for you. How's that? So now you've got me in the Dodgers corner, and I don't know if that's a good thing, though. I'm starting to rethink this, because that might be a bad omen. I might have just screwed the Dodgers inadvertently. I'm trying to help you out here, and sometimes I don't realize what I'm saying as I'm saying things, and I might be doing more damage than good. That happens. And if that is what happened, I sincerely apologize. There was nothing but good intentions behind that. We're going to get your title up on screen. Hold on, I got it right here. It's all ready. I only meant good things, and sometimes I should just know enough not to speak. I don't know. But I have a good feeling about this. Something has to go right for me this year in sports. Something has to go right. You would think it would have to go right. Like, there's only so much pain a person can take in sports. And I believe I'm taking all the pain, and as are other Jet fans. So, Rowdy Eggplant's interdimensional, that's no longer the interdimensional title. It is the Phantom Lord title, which will be on screen in a moment. I'm just trying to find a fantastic position for it. And there it is. Rowdy Eggplant's Phantom Lord title after the Rowdy Bomb. There we go. There we go. And once again, thank you so much. 1525. Working his way up the rankings like a madman. And just, if you see him setting up for the Rowdy Bomb, just run. Because That's no joke. I wonder when's the next time the Phillies play. Oh, wait. Oh, look at him. He's talking crap. The Phillies fans. Oh, and Tim Daniels taking umbrage with that. As is Justin Spiewak. Squishy is here. I'm switching between you and the Lions game and WWE Raw. The Dodgers buying titles and in turn ruining baseball, says SG. Well, I'll tell you, that's one of the reasons why I kind of fell out of love with baseball. I was all in on baseball my entire youth. And early 20s. I've told you guys, the Griffey and Mac, what was his name? Oh, the third baseman for the San Francisco Giants, Matt Williams. The year they were chasing Roger Maris's record before Mark McGwire broke it. That's when I started. When they went on strike, that was the year the Yankees were probably going to win the World Series that year. You were going to have Maris's title record broken, which back then was a big, big deal. 61 home runs was like, oh my God, that's insane. You had Griffey Jr. chasing it and Matt Williams. The Will the Thrill Clark playing first base for the San Francisco Giants. And I was all in. And then went on strike and broke my heart. And I was like, I'm never going to let baseball do this to me again. Face mask on the Bucs. But then when the Yankees were good, when they had Paul O'Neill and, oh my God, Tino Martinez and Scott Brocious, Derek Jeter. Who was the second baseman? This was after Knobloch, right? I don't remember who their second baseman was. I think they had a bunch of people playing second base. Or was this before Knobloch? I don't remember, but I was really big into baseball. And I was a Mets fan, but I didn't hate the Yankees. Did not hate the Yankees. But around there, I just started falling out of love with it. I was like, Darryl Strawberry was a Yankee, though, and they were, going to the World Series every year. When Jim Leyritz was coming in just for, like, random spots in, like, the 8th inning or 9th inning and hitting home runs. I remember Jim Leyritz would catch for... Who was the pitcher? Damn it, I can't remember the pitcher that I always caught for. Andy Pettitte. And it was just like, whenever they needed a big home run, he was going to hit it. 1st and 17 coming up for the Lions. Wait a minute. So Lions are at their own 6. Gibbs a gain of 2, so we have second and about 15 coming up. SG says, a year ago, the Dolphins signed Ohtani, probably the best player in the game right now, to a 10-year, $700 million contract, but they are deferring $680 million of that money up until after the 10 years are up. What? That's crazy. That's crazy. Doc Gooden, oh man, yeah. That 86 Mets team was remarkable, though. I mean, I had such a good time that year. Gary Carter, Keith Hernandez, Tim Tuffle. Was Rafael Santana the shortstop? Howard Johnson was the third baseman. 30-30 guy, like consistently. Bobby Ojeda. PFA loved that team, too. Lenny Dykstra in the outfield. Darryl Strawberry, of course. I think that was before Kevin McReynolds, so I'm pretty sure Kevin Mitchell was on that team in 86. Bobby Ojeda, Dwight Gooden, Ron Darling. That team was awesome. That team was sick. Oh, look at Christian Arias. What's going on? So, Chris, put the teams up. So he's in a survivor pool. Put the teams up that you're thinking of taking, and let's see who everybody thinks you should take. Because I told them either take the Bengals, who are playing the Jets, or the Falcons are playing Miami. I said, either of those teams, you should be safe. I would probably go with the Falcons over Miami, though. And then there was another game. Colts over the Titans. But just because I'm so confident the Colts are going to beat the Titans, but it's a divisional game, and sometimes stupid things happen in divisional games. What's up, Charlie Walker? Charlie Walker, are you sure you don't want to change your handle to Charlie Walker? Because you can do it. Currently Rebranding just did it. Kathy Menark, what's going on? Oh, yes. She was around with that 86 Mets team. Yes. And her husband, Jim, was going nuts that year. I remember that vividly. I think I put this too easy. I'm currently 13-4 against the Dodgers as the Rockies. Okay, this year's version of the Jets. Nobody's this year's version of the Jets. They're terrible. They are terrible. Big Mets fan, yes. Huge Mets fan. 2nd and 14. As Jared Goff is back to pass, throws over the middle. Khalif Raymond gets a few yards. Probably have about 3rd and 6 coming up. Got the Bengals locked in right now. Okay. I think you're safe. I can't see the Jets beating Joe Flacco and the Bengals. I can't see that happening at all. At all. 3rd and 6 coming up for the Detroit Lions. Throws over the middle as Jared Goff, and that is incomplete, and they're going to punt. I can't believe this game's only 7-0. Oh, there's a flag. Goff is saying that's a first down, but he's not an official, so it means nothing. What is going on? Illegal contact on the defense. Automatic first down. Let's see. Illegal contact. I think that's a stupid call. Are you kidding me? He got nailed. Oh, that was a stupid penalty. That was ridiculous. Oh, and Jahmyr Gibbs just takes off. He's at the 40, the 30. Winfield's not going to catch him, and that's a touchdown. Wow. Jose Reyes wasn't the shortstop in 86. He came later. Wow. Jahmyr Gibbs, 78-yard touchdown run. For the Mets, the shortstop, I believe, was Rafael Santana. Phantom call for Detroit, and then they run. Jahmyr Gibbs runs for a 78-yard touchdown. Terrible. Terrible. That was a horrible call. All right, stay away from Miami just because McDaniel's probably coaching for his job. I think McDaniel sees the writing on the wall, Tim. I don't think McDaniel... I don't even think McDaniel believes he's going to be back. But yeah, he might be coaching the save face, but does it matter? If he puts in Quinn Ewers, maybe you get a spark. So yeah, okay. You know, I think it's doubtful, but maybe. But yeah, right now, you know, Jets putting in Tyrod Taylor. I don't think Tyrod Taylor's any good. You know, like I said, as a career backup, a guy that, you know, could be serviceable in a pinch, but as your starting quarterback, no. Jesse Orozco was on the 86 Mets, yes. Yes. Anakin Skywalker's spelling my name with a T, which is Phantom Zone worthy. It's the shut up and the Phantom Zone and the misspelling my name. Those are the things that are going to get him right now. Here we go. So because it's a double whammy, Anakin, you get a 1 minute Phantom Zone. 1 full minute to think about what you just did. Don't touch anything in the Phantom Zone, please. Everything is where it's supposed to be. spells my name with a T and thinks he's going to get away with that? I'm not even mad at that he told me to shut up. It's just the misspelling of my name. Oh, like Richie Valens was spelled with a T, not Rich Jodice. Sorry. We're two different people. I thought he did put in yours last game. Did he? I don't even know. Be honest, I haven't even glanced at the Dolphins. It's hard enough looking at watching the Jets game, a full Jets game, and watching the Dolphins. That might make me hate football. Mookie Wilson was an outfielder. I believe he was right field. And no, Strawberry was right field. Mookie Wilson was left field. Lenny Dykstra was center field. I should stream Monday Night Raw. During Monday Night Football? No. Maybe in the offseason. You're forgiven, Anakin. I hope you just didn't mess up the Phantom Zone at all. And Rashad White with a big stiff arm. And he gets about 5 yards. Ewers played like 3 drives, says Tom. Wally Backman, yes. Wally Backman was on that team too. For the Jets, we have passed the magic threshold of over 50% of fans want the tank now. Anything is possible. Really, because that was a very deep to Mike Evans, who somehow, oh man, and he's hurt again. Couldn't come up with it, and he is down. Oh, Mike Evans. That was a very controversial topic for Jets fans last time we were talking about tanking. But I think with the Lawrence thing, everybody was in on that. I think everybody wanted the tank with Trevor Lawrence. But wait a minute, I might be getting my dates. I might be getting things mixed up. Hold on a second. Mike Evans hurt again. That's terrible. That is terrible. The 4 and 12 years, Todd Bowles. Sala. The year we... And I remember one of those years, like, it was like we were fighting, Jet fans were fighting about whether we should tank or not. It might have been one of the 7-win seasons. I don't remember. Should make a tanking belt. I should. I hope Mike Evans is okay. He looks like he's in pain. Braun Breaker for the Rumble. Who has the most beautiful spine buster in wrestling history? I'm still going Arn Anderson. Third and 5. Evans walking off the field gingerly with a little help. Eyes are closed. He looks like he's in pain. That sucks. Well, 3rd and 5. I mean, they've played most of the season without Evans. Arn Anderson, then Batista. Yeah, Arn Anderson by far. Baker back to pass. Gets pressured, and he is going to go down. And we've got a 4th down coming up. Hunter had a pretty good one too, yeah. Best snap suplex. Dynamite Kid. Best snap suplex ever. Sometimes I'll go on YouTube and I'll just look that up. I'll just be like, damn, how's he do that? Lions will take over at the 14. If you've never seen a Dynamite Kid snap suplex, go look it up. You will be impressed. Now another thing is, like, did Jake Roberts have a better DDT than Arn Anderson? Because Arn Anderson's DDT was pretty sweet too. But I think I got to go Jake on the DDT. Yeah, I was going to mention him, Tom, but I still think that he got his from Dynamite Kid, though. Like, that was his favorite wrestler, the guy he modeled himself after. So I'm going Dynamite Kid still. But that was he did have a killer snap. Oh, bad choice of words. He had a very good snap suplex. Most impressive high flyer in wrestling. Ooh, that's a good question, Roddy Eggplant. It's probably you with the Roddy Bomb. It's got to be you. But if we're talking about WCW, WWE guys, let me see. Let me think about this. Nice pass to Jameson Williams, and there's a flag. 3:32 left in the second quarter. Most impressive high flyer. The Hardy Boys were pretty damn good. I made you spit out your water. Sorry. Sorry about that. Jake Roberts is the inventor and perfecter of the DDT. I think Arn did the DDT before Jake Roberts. So, I don't know. But his DDT was pretty sweet. It was so smooth. Macho Man, oh yeah. Let me tell you something. Randy Savage in his prime was incredible. Was it WrestleMania 3? Him and I think it was WrestleMania 3. It was either 2 or 3. I'm pretty sure it was 3. Him and Ricky Steamboat. Probably the best match ever, in my opinion. That was a sick match. Just a straight up match. No, no Hell in a Cell because, best match ever. I mean, it's hard for me not to look at that Mick Foley, Undertaker, Hell in a Cell as one of them, just because of the things that happened and the way Mick Foley just, my God, manned his way through that match. I'm not too familiar with Ricochet, so I can't say that he was the best high flyer, but yeah, that Savage Steamboat match, poof, that was a thing of beauty. And then basically any Kurt Hennig Bret Hart match. I mean, I just watch those over and over again. Ball is batted down, and 4th and 15, and now the Lions are going to punt. Roddy says Savage Steamboat for the IC Championship is up there with my favorite matches of all time, and the IC Championship is my favorite WWE title. It used to mean something, man. Like, back in the day, it actually meant something. Beautiful kick. Baker will take over at about the 38. 66-yard punt. Wow. Getting an update on Mike Evans. Looking at his right shoulder, and he's being carted off. Yeah, Henning versus Hitman was wrestling excellence. It was just beautiful. Beautiful. You know what was a really good match? This is going to be an underrated match. But this DDP, I'll tell you, man, was one of the most underrated wrestlers ever. His match versus Bill Goldberg. Oh, and Sterling Shepard fumbles, and it looks like the Lions got it. Hutchinson dives on top of it. The Lions will take over at the Bucs 31 on a fumble by Sterling Shepard. Wow, this game, man. This game. I think was it Halloween Havoc? It might have been Halloween Havoc. But DDP versus Goldberg. I always say verse. I mean to say versus. It drives PFA nuts. DDP versus Goldberg. He made Goldberg look so good. And it was so impressive how he did it. What's a diamond upside? Oh, look at Thomas Hardman. So if you have an opportunity to watch that match, check it out, because I don't like any Goldberg match. I just don't think they were any good. They were terrible. But that match I can watch over and over again, and that made me really appreciate Diamond Dallas Page. And I was like, damn. When Diamond Dallas Page also... So Lions take over at Tampa Bay 41. I got something else to tell you about DDP that was really smooth. It was one of my favorite things that ever happened in wrestling. Hands off to David Montgomery. He gets about a gain of 6. So NWO was recruiting people as they did. And they were going, it was looking like they were going to recruit DDP. And it was Nash and Hall in the ring with Diamond Dallas Page. And they threw the t-shirt at him and everything. A little hurry-up offense. We got 2:19 left. Hand off to Montgomery, and he gets tackled for about a loss of 1. So they throw him the t-shirt, and DDP's like, yeah, cool, yeah, I'm going to be in the NWO now, whatever. And Scott Hall puts his hand out, and DDP goes to shake his hand. Kevin Nash turns around to address the crowd, and as Scott Hall goes to pull away, DDP pulls him back and pulls him into a diamond cutter. And it was just the way that it was perfect. It was so smooth, and the crowd went nuts. And I feel like he is one of the most underrated guys, man. That match with DDP, that might have been over 10 minutes. That was a pretty long match. The only wrestling match I ever watched was Kane when he was still wearing the red and black mask, beating the hell out of DX. Do you remember what? He was just bodying Triple H and X-Pac. He was powerful, man. Kane was so powerful. I remember when him and X-Pac were that's when Kane started talking. Him and X-Pac were kind of did they tag up together? There was a point where they were friends. And me and my friends were all like, is Kane going to be DX now? Is he going to come out with a green and black mask? But that never happened, thank God. That would have been terrible. But Diamond Dallas Page, man. I'm telling you. So underrated. Oh, did we see a Predator preview for the new Predator movie? Yeah, that does not look good. Kane and X-Pac were tag champions at one point. Okay, I remember they tagged up. I don't remember them being tag champions. I remember the Rock and Sock connection, though. That was comedy. And Steve Austin and Kurt Angle. they did some. They had some pretty cool segments together. They were pretty funny. But you know, I don't want to be the old head, but it just doesn't feel the same anymore. Wrestling that felt so different. John Cena's the GOAT, says Christian Arias. He's sad. He's making the family get together to watch John Cena's final match. So we're making a night of it. He's probably going to shed a tear. You know what PFA said to me the other day, and I texted him this? Wait, what was it that she said? She said, is John Cena... I said something about CM Punk to her. And she was like, CM Punk, isn't he John Cena? I was like, no. I was like, I'm texting your nephew right now. He's going to be very disappointed in you. And that's exactly what he said. He said he was very disappointed in her. 2-minute warning, 3rd and 5. Back to pass as Jared Goff throws over the middle, and that is incomplete. And Sean Cantrell, your champion, comes in and says, not a rowdy bomb, but just a feeling. We need a finisher for Sean Cantrell. We need a finisher for Sean Cantrell because his moves are devastating. He's like Steve Blackman, the Lethal Weapon. Like, you do not want to mess with this guy. People said that Steve Blackman was a legitimate badass. Thank you very much for the hundo, Sean Cantrell. You're Demonverse champion. I got to get both these belts up on screen. Hold on. Both belts must be on screen. And the kick is up and it's no good. This game is a mess. This game is an absolute mess. Hold on, Sean Cantrell. I'm getting your name up above my head. Bates is 1 for 4 from 50 plus. That's not going to cut the mustard. Hulk Hogan once said that about X-Pac. That he kicked him out of the NWO because skinny little X-Pac couldn't cut the mustard. But you know who can cut the mustard? Sean Cantrell as your Demonverse champion. At 1776. That's a good year. That's the year we won our freedom, right? Yes. From those damn Australians. No, wait, it was the English. Sorry about that, soldier. I get confused sometimes. I thought we were under Australia rule for a minute, but we're not. We never were, from as far as I know. Cyclone Sean, I like that. Ratty Eggplant says call it a Sean bomb. I like Cyclone Sean. That sounds pretty cool. Well, the Lions are winning. That's what counts, yeah? Can we have Riley Patterson back? I'm going to get Sean Cantrell's belt back up on screen. There we go. And we're going to move Rowdy's belt over here. Previous play is under review. We're going to get that score prediction off screen for now. So we can showcase Ratty Eggplant's Phantom Lord title. The great Ratty Eggplant. Don't make me send the wildlife over here. Yeah, all you have to do is send one of your spiders and I'm screwed. I think we're all screwed. You send some of those Australian spiders over here, we're not going to know what to do with ourselves. A Sean Disorder, says Celtic Scarecrow. This is a non-serious game. Yes. Your Demonverse champion, Sean Cantrell. With the hundo. Bam! Cyclone Sean. He hasn't agreed to that name. So let's see what is going on. Yeah, this game is unserious. If this is our NFC Championship game, we might be in trouble. We might need the Giants. Because at least their games are exciting. The defender intercepted the pass. Wow. Wow. Are you kidding me? Soldier says I got bit 2 weeks ago by a spider. Was it a... Because the spiders over there are no joke. I got bit by a spider. I think it was a spider. I still have the scar. It just like blew up. I don't remember if it was here. I think it was here. You can see it faintly. No, no, it's right there. My neighbor's dog was out, and it was at night, and they couldn't get the dog back in the house. So of course, I'm out there trying to get their dog back, and I'm sitting in their grass in Florida in the summer, and the next morning I saw a little prick here and like a little purple dot around it. I was like, okay. And as the day went on, it was just getting bigger and bigger. And I was like, I think I should probably go to the doctor. And I went, and he was like, yeah, something got you. I was like, you seem happy about that. Thank you. I got a picture of a Jaro spider from Atlanta. I don't want to see any spider pictures, please. No powers, just an infection. You see, that's what sucks. Spider bites should come with powers. Yeah, Christian remembers that bite. I took pictures of it, put it on Facebook and everything. Brown recluse? No. That's terrible. Rowdy Eggplant got stung by a scorpion in Mexico. Yeah, I can imagine. Did it hurt immediately? Like, did you know it happened as it happened? St. Brown with a 9-yard gain. 8-yard gain. Waited 5 days. It was not great, says Soldier. St. Brown, 5 receptions, 87 yards, and a tutty. So for Sean Cantrell, that is 13. It's about 20 points. You need 60 more to win your week. And Sam Laporta is not helping you out. Let me see how I'm doing in my leagues. Let me see if I'm projected to beat Brand. No, of course not. My projection went all the way down because Baker Mayfield's throwing interceptions. And stupid Bijan Robinson got in the end zone last night. Rashad White's got... Baker Mayfield has no points. And Rashad White has 3.7. Fantasy football. Samuel says, my grandfather emigrated from Sydney, Australia into the USA in 1907. Was it to get away from the spiders? Probably. Huntsman spiders are really big 8-legged dogs. They're big as hell, but they're non-venomous to humans and overall timid as hell. Wolf spiders are big too. They look like mini tarantulas. And what's terrifying about them is they carry, like the females carry their babies on their back. So it's like a spider carrying 100 other spiders. And the first time I ever encountered one of those was in Christian Arias' house. And his dad and I saw it walking across the floor. And I was like, why are there so many spiders there? And he was like, oh no, it carries them or whatever. And terrified me. I was like, that's a thing? Spiders carrying other spiders? What? Demon in hell invented that. Jared Goff goes down, and the Lions look like they are out of field goal range, but it's third down. It's going to be third and long. Oh, yes, Matt Beckel, I agree with you. 8-Legged Freaks was terrible. I did not like Arachnophobia either. I don't like those insect movies, I got to be honest. Do you remember Kingdom of the Spiders? They used to show it on TV back in the day. It was just like I think it was like a early 70s like spider movie, terrible special effects, but they would always show it on TV. And every time I saw the commercial, I was like, there's no way I'm watching that movie. And I remember my dad being like, it's all fake. You know, I was like, no, I am not watching that. Dude, you watch it if you want. I'm not. Unless you want me to be up all night, and then that's your problem. And this is picked off. This game is one of the most unserious games I think I've ever witnessed. This game is ridiculous. That's a replay, Kathy. Chicago beat the Saints yesterday. Wow. Good golf, says SG. Yes. Good golf indeed. This was Jared Goff's. Is this like his third turnover now? Please. Can Baker throw an effing touchdown before we go to the half? Give me something, please. Jesus, Goff. So he needs about 12 yards to get to, who's their field goal kicker? I forgot. McLaughlin. About 12 yards to get to his career long. Sterling Shepard with a nice catch. Tampa still got all 3 timeouts, 14 seconds left, so they are theoretically within McLaughlin's range. He's hit from 65. Baker's wait. Don't think that hasn't crossed my mind. Baker's waiting for Q4. He decided if Denver can do it, I can do it too. Mr. Taz, who are you formally? Because your name wasn't Mr. Taz before we had this thing here. And I can't, like, I'm thrown off by these names now. Yes, this is an unserious game. Unserious game alert, indeed. Baker throws, and that is caught by Tez Johnson. Finally gets down. There's 4 seconds left. He should have just slid. I don't know why he's trying to make a play. Should have slid. Maybe they could have gotten one more play off, but no, that's too smart. That's too smart. Madison Duncan's here, says, good evening, let's go. She's in such a good mood now that the Chiefs are back, and they are back. Make no mistake about that. And Madison, you'll remember, I said the Chiefs are the most dangerous team. I don't care what happens early in the season. And here we are. You're always Taz. Pretty sure it's the only username I ever had. Okay, Taz. All right. McLaughlin, here we go. 53. Oh, wow, he hit it. All right, 14-3. Oh, but I didn't even move Baal before, which was silly. 14-3 as we go to half face, because SG's here, so it's half face. SG said he would be in and out tonight, but I know he's lurking around, so it is half face. All games are unserious without Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. That's not true. Now you're getting crazy. Come on. We have had serious games without Patrick Mahomes being a part of them. We had an unserious Patrick Mahomes game this season, though, when they played the Giants. That game was one of the worst. Bucs are lucky to only be down by 11. Yeah, they are. Todd Bowles, former Jets head coach, had a 110 win season. You know. Hell of a defensive coordinator, though. Hell of a defensive coordinator. It's great to see Robert Saleh putting together defense with nobodies on it. Just getting them all ready to play and just play well. And he couldn't get the Jets to do anything as a head coach. So, but this is what drives me crazy, is people are looking at him as a defensive coordinator and saying like, oh, the Jets could use somebody like that as their coach. It's trying to be funny. And it's like, no, he can't be a head coach. He's a good defensive coordinator. Can't be a head coach. I don't know. Somebody else is going to hire him as a head coach. Maybe he'll have learned something. I'm going to say probably not, but maybe. But if he doesn't have just an amazing offense that can bail him out of things, I don't know. Can't really manage a clock. So all right, we are at halftime, or half face as they call it. So I'm going to take this out of my ear because I know they're going to talk about the Jets game at some point, because they're going to do that whole, review of Sunday, and I don't want to hear it. Definitely don't want to hear that. So I'd rather hear the sound of my own voice, because it sounds like music sometimes, especially when I sing. I thought I promised you guys that I was going to play Don't Fear the Reaper on the guitar, but I don't know that I'm going to do that. Don't know that I'm going to do that because I don't think it is an unserious game, but it looks like it's about to get exciting. That's for extreme circumstances. I don't know that we're there. I do not believe we're there. Sal's got a two things, says Lord Horror, Matt Beckel, brushing his teeth and looking confused. And that's a Niners fan telling you that. That's a Niners fan telling you that. So are you impressed with him, though? Having him back? Because I know Niners fans loved him. When we signed him as head coach, I remember Niners fans on message boards saying, treat him well. You're getting a good one. Play the Black Crows for them. I have to tune it the right way, though. She talks to angels. I could do that. I just need to tune it the right way. I learned that song for PFA. I could play Layla, if you want me to play Layla. Nate Diaz is front row at Monday Night Raw. Did you say hi to your nephew, by the way, PFA? I heard those sounds of music in the hills once. They felt alive. Thomas is on the cowbell, yes. More cowbell. I'm okay with him being back. I'd rather have D'Amico Ryans. Yeah, Ryans. Now Ryans. That is a head coach right there. He knows what he's doing. You can set your watch by that guy. Buccaneers wouldn't be losing this game if they had the great Mac Jones at quarterback. Well, I mean, Mac Jones, Baker Mayfield, Mac Jones, the unlock with Mac Jones is Kyle Shanahan, so they would be losing this game. That's it. Justin says, Rich, I know a team that may very well be back. If you say the Patriots, Justin, that's a 10-second Phantom song. So you decide. You decide your own fate. Soldier of Nerdism says, PFA, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That looks like 10 exclamation points. That's awesome. That's awesome. Matt, I've been wanting to ask you, there's a movie, I don't know if you've ever seen it. I'm sure you've seen it. But if you haven't, it's cool. Like, I'm not going to think any less of you. Give me a moment. Let me see if I can find it here. Because I've been hearing this guy talk about this. And he keeps saying that this movie legitimately frightened him. Ghostwatch. So it was a British... it was like a British... I think it was 90s. So they put the movie on and they made it seem like it was like a real life television thing with reporters in a house trying to find out if the house was haunted or whatever. But it was a movie and people thought that it was real. So it was kind of like a War of the Worlds sort of thing in England. And the guy said that the movie legitimately scared him. It's called Ghostwatch. And this is the first time I've heard about it. I've seen just a couple clips and it looks almost like Paranormal Activity. Have not seen Ghostwatch. Well, maybe check it out. I don't know. I might have to check it out. Because this guy is the Cobwebs channel and somebody else. I don't remember the name of his channel, but they have been talking about this movie. Like, no, you have to see this movie. This movie's genuinely frightening. So I might have to check it out. Justin Spiewak says the team's the New England Patriots. He thinks he doesn't fear what I just said, but let's see if he fears it now. Because how does that feel? Enjoy those 10 seconds. You've earned them. Good horror called Ghost Ship. I think I saw that. No, you watched The Witch? You thought it was boring? We started watching that PFA's brother's house one time, and they made me turn it off. Like 10 minutes into it, they made me turn it off. I was like, okay. And then I don't remember what we watched after that. Maybe Twilight. I don't know. I believe it's on Prime now. Wait a minute. Melissa Klein, Ghostwatch, you're saying, is on Prime now? So you saw it, unless you're talking about something else that I missed. But from what I understand, Melissa Klein says she saw Ghostwatch and thought it was interesting, not scary. Okay. SG says he's up now by 15.3 in the league against Gibbs. Am I cooked? Probably. Because the way I feel like we're going to just get a flurry of fantasy points in the fourth quarter here. The way this game's been going, that all of a sudden we're going to be like, there's fantasy points just all over the place. So you might be cooked. 15 points though, maybe not. If it's PPR, because if they're but you say like it's a close game, so they're going to go to Gibbs a lot. I'd say if the Lions were blowing them out right now, which they probably should be, I would think we would get more Montgomery, but I don't know. You might. It's going to be close, SG. I really don't know. If I was in that position, I wouldn't feel confident, but I would also be cautiously optimistic. So I hope that helps. Celtic Scarecrow asked. Oh, Melissa Klein says yes. Ghostwatch. Okay, so not scary. Do you like get scared during horror movies, or are you just like nothing scares me? Because I'll tell you, there is a movie that genuinely scared me when I saw it, and you might think this is silly, but Paranormal Activity. And my nephew Christian, his older brother, saw it with us, and he was texting me at night, like, saying I can't sleep. I was like, no, yeah, seriously, man, that movie was left up. There's Bubba. I hope you enjoyed. Bubba, you can break the glass if you want. You don't have to walk in quietly. Bubba walking in a room quietly doesn't feel right. I feel like we've lost something on the stream with Bubba just like quietly entering a room. Just walking in like, hey, I'm here. I hope you enjoyed putting Justin in a Phantom Zone, Rich, because he is now protected from zoning for the rest of the night. Oh, dear God, what have I done? I gave this man powers, and I didn't realize I was giving powers to a Patriot fan. I did it before we decided they were good. I'm foolish. I'm like Dr. Doom. I cause my own demise most of the time. Matt Beckel says you might be cooked, SG. He might be. It's like I said, I would not feel comfortable, but I would also slightly feel optimistic. That's the way I feel right now. I'm down by 40 points still against Brand, and we both have the same record. We'll be fighting for a playoff spot. Well, I mean, he's probably going to get the playoff spot. I'm going to miss the playoffs because, whatever. Playoffs? What? Jim Mora? Justin Spirac says you should have just Phantom Zoned me when I asked the question in the first place. Now you have protection, so, man. Favorite horror movie is 1982's The Thing. Yeah, that's a good one. And you know what? I didn't even realize this. So that movie was like rejected when it came out. People didn't like that movie, and then it like was a slow burn over time. I did not know that. Only movie that really scared me was The Exorcist. Yeah, that movie was freaky. I read the book too. The book was really good. Damn you, Bubba. Paranormal Activity did nothing for me, but somehow the original Blair Witch Project had me a bit jarred. You see, Blair Witch didn't scare me. The idea of it, like the whole thing surrounding it, was so interesting. I remember a friend of mine at the time was like, there's this movie coming out about a witch. It's a documentary, and these people they're missing. And I was like, are you serious? And he's like, I think it's real. So like from that point on, I was like, I need to find information about this. But back then you couldn't really find information. What you found was like the website that they put up. And it's like, oh, I mean, there were missing pictures there, so this must be real. I did it to myself. How, Justin? How? Tell me how. I don't know how I did it. Last Exorcism was a good movie. I did not see that, Soldier. Nuka Bat says, just finished putting my son to bed. Did I come back in the middle of a rant? No, you missed some things, though. Justin got Phantom Zoned for saying something ridiculous about, some team that I don't want to mention. And it's not the Jets. It's a team that I loathe. And I warned him, if you say that team's name, you're going to get Phantom Zoned. And he did. And I Phantom Zoned him. And then Bubba just casually walked in the room and protected him with his Phantom Zoning powers. Like Bubba, in case you don't know this, Nuka, Bubba can prevent people from being Phantom Zoned. and he's using them to protect Justin Spiewak because they're both fans of that team. So it's a mutiny. This is what's happening right now. That's everything you missed. And now he's trying to get you on his side, Nuka. Don't fall for this. I was just behind a car that had the plate Nuka. What are the chances of that, Nuka? He's trying to get you on his side. Don't fall for it, okay? Don't believe a word out of that man's mouth. Suddenly, Nuka comes in and asks me, I'm telling him about the terrible, terrible thing that Bubba did. And Bubba's like, hey, Nuka, you know what? I just saw a license plate with your name on it. It was the coolest thing I ever seen. Yeah, okay. Okay. I strutted. He strutted in the room. I never casually walk. He came in backwards, strutting backwards. All right, wait a minute. We got Baker Mayfield on my screen, so I assume that means football's going to happen again. So we must be here for the football. I'm doing a bad job. I mean, to be honest, I never promise play-by-play. I promise a hangout. So if I miss play-by-play, I take no responsibility for that. I try to do it, though, but sometimes we get into interesting conversations. Like we were talking about wrestling before. Talking about good matches, best finishers. The originator of the Rowdy Bomb is created one of the most devastating moves you'll ever see. He came in, and we had a lot. I've never watched Children of the Corn. I never will. My house is surrounded by cornfields. I don't need that worry. It's not scary, Jeremy. It's not. It's not. I mean, it's more campy than anything. The short story is I thought the short story was better than the movie, but that's not going to scare you. Unless you don't like, I mean, I like horror, so, it takes a lot to scare me, but I did not find that movie scary. First and 10, something just happened, and Rachaad White gets thrown to the ground, of course. Children of the Corn 1 through 3 are guilty pleasures. I never saw. I don't think I saw 2 and 3. I think. I mean, I liked 1. I just didn't find it scary. I was just like, I'll punch these kids in the face if they come after me. Like, this is not terrifying at all. I'll smack every single one of those kids. So if you're coming at me with like a pitchfork, I'm sorry, you're gonna get smacked. 2nd and 7 coming up. You are not dragging me out into a cornfield. I don't care how many kids you have with you. It's not happening. He wants you, Malachi. Yes. October 20th, 2025, the day Rich chose violence against the New England Patriots nation. It happened way before that. This was just the first time you witnessed it. First and 10. Baker Mayfield under center. Gives the ball to Rachaad White, who finds a little room and gets about a 7-yard gain. Oh, Matt West, don't. It's like you're falling in the pit of despair. Don't let these happy Patriots fans do this to you. This is what they do. You have to be mentally stronger than this. Come on, we went through 2 decades. We can go through this. We don't even know if they're going to even make the playoffs. And they might. We don't know if they're going to be a first-round exit. I don't think it's ever going to be the same for them. I'm talking myself into misery, aren't I? Something's been rattling in my brain. This is a good question, by Celtic Scarecrow. We're going to have to spend a little time on this. Is Frankenstein's monster a zombie? It is a reanimated corpse, so I'm going to say no. Oh, it was intended for Emeka Buka, 2 defenders there. It hit one of the defenders. We got 3rd and 3. Technically, it's a reanimated, well, not just corpse, but pieces of corpses sewn together. And it was reanimated by Dr. Victor Frankenstein, the monster was. So I'm not going to say that's a zombie because a zombie is like a dead person that comes back to life for some reason. Right? Like, was it ever explained why they came back to life in the original Night of the Living Dead? They might have come up with a reason or several reasons later, like toxic waste or whatever, but I'm going to say no. So that's my answer. I'm going to say no. Frankenstein's monster is a flesh golem. Oh, there you go. I like that. I like that explanation. He didn't crave brains, so no. Well, they didn't crave brains. That came later. Like, was it like, is there another turnover? Lions are saying they have the football. Rolling on the field as Rashad White was down. That the brains thing came in it was like Return of the Living Dead, I think. Like it was like in the 1980s when they actually spoke. And I remember the one getting on in the police car and he was like, "Send more cops." That was the first time they talked about brains, and that's where the whole brains thing came from. It was a flag, a false start. Charlie Heck. The heck you doing, Heck? Monster was sentient, so no, not a zombie. Zombie is a single dead person brought back. Wasn't the original reason for me. I think, was it a meteor? Or I thought it was like toxic waste ooze or something like that. I don't remember, man. Like a lot of these movies just kind of blend together. Baker gets the ball batted down on 2nd and 14. Lions think everything is a turnover. They think everything's a fumble. Anytime the ball hits the ground, some Lion picks it up and tries to run the other way with it. Do these guys know the rules of football? Like, settle down, calm down. I would just throw flags at them for that. Be like, being a moron, 27 yards. It would be a 27-yard penalty. Do something ridiculous, you get a ridiculous penalty. 3rd and 14. Baker Mayfield working out of the shotgun. Hits Tez Johnson. He's about a yard short of a first down. So are they going to try to... Ooh. They could kick the field goal and make it a one-score game, but it looks like Todd Bowles is going to try to Dan Campbell it. I mean, it's contagious when you play Dan Campbell. Return of the Living Dead was the ooze, right? Yeah, it was like some kind of like toxic ooze or something. 4th and 2, and Tampa looks like they're going to go for it. They are. And he's going to get it. Rashad White up the middle for a gain of about 2. Would you look at Jason X and call that a zombie? No. I wouldn't call Jason X a zombie. Jason X was actually a fun movie. I like that movie. Top 2 horror movies, says Bubba. Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. Excellent. That's awesome. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I haven't seen it in ages. First and 10. Baker under center. He's got some time. Gets the ball off to Sean Tucker. He gets about a gain of 2. Idle hands for that style of horror. You guys remember Saturday the 14th for that style of goofy horror? Second and 8. There actually was a movie called Saturday the 14th. I loved it when I was a kid, but I don't remember it now. I don't remember anything about it. I just remember the title. Ball's thrown out to Tez Johnson. He hurdles a defender, and he's going to get in the end zone. Naturally, because I need him to not score points. So, of course, he's going to get in the end zone. I hate it. I hate fantasy football. I hate football. Football is the stupidest. I'm not going to change my name. I'm going to take football right out of my name. It's going to be Pro Demon. Pro Demon. That sounds fine, right? I got to update the score. So the Bucs, I assume, are going to go for 2 and try to make this a 3-point game. They would be wise to do that. And Baker is working out of the shotgun. Naturally, he's probably going to throw this to Tez Johnson and get 2 more points. Which, I mean, in one league is fine for me, but in another league, How about Waxwork? Did you guys ever see Waxwork? Over the middle, and that's batted away, intended for Kada, and hell of a play by the Lions defense. So it's a 14-9 game, and I didn't move Baal. Baal was just sitting up there. Saturday the 14th was awesome. Transylvania 65000. Yeah, that was Jeff Goldblum in that. Puppet Master. Pro Sports Demon. The only problem is I only talk about football. Unless I talk about football and horror movies. Pro Horror Demon or whatever. Pro Pop Culture Demon. I don't know. But I'm kind of like sandbagged into this Pro Football Demon name. Bubba says, Rich, scary movie, Halloween OG or the Jets 2025 season? Well, the Jets 2025 season is not a movie, Bubba, so that's a stupid question. You have Phantom Zone protection for people, but does that include yourself? Have we discussed this? So, I don't know. Vincent Price Waxwork. I'm talking about the later one. Isaac is here. Julio puts the Mariners in front. We got people watching baseball. I am playing Bran in fantasy, and he is also a Patriots fan. Yeah. I'm starting to see a pattern here, and I'm not liking it. This is feeling very similar to something that happened to me ages ago. And I don't want to ever relive that again, so this is a nightmare. Pro Fangoria Demon, I like that. Old school, does anyone remember House of Wax? They remade that, didn't they? Didn't they remake that in like the early 2000s around there? I'm pretty sure they did. Technically, if you watch the entire season on Marathon, the Jets season could be a movie. No, it can't. It cannot be a movie. Cannot be a movie. A football game is not a movie. Okay? So let's just take that and just file it away somewhere where we file away things that are dumb and ridiculous, because that's where it belongs. Former champs have lifetime Phantom Zone protection. PFD quote, beginning of the season. That is true. That is true. Former champs do. Mm-hmm. So that means Tom Hartman does too. That also means Red X Power, but I would never think of Phantom Zoning Red X Power. Because, you know. House of Wax 2006 was bad. Yeah. That was bad. Loophole. Was Paris Hilton in that movie? I don't remember that. I don't remember her being in that movie. I saw it in the movie theater. I don't remember Paris Hilton being in it, though. That's how much of an impact it made on me. Celtic Scarecrow says, the Panthers-Jets game made me happy. Imagine it would. Made me happy, too, because I wanted the loss. Well, you know, now I'm going to be happy for losses. I'm rooting for the Bengals. F the Jets next week. Rooting for the Bengals. Bengals fan next week. Pro Bengals Demon. Rooting for the Bengals, and I'm going to learn every Bengals song on the guitar, and I'm going to play them here at halftime. Eternal Flame. There we go. I'm going to do that one. because the Jets being miserable is burning an eternal flame into my soul. 2nd and 5. We got 3rd down coming up. The Hills Have Eyes made me uncomfortable. You know, the Wrong Turn movies were stupid. I did not care for them. I was like, eh. Flacco's going to put 50 up on us. Matt West, I'm rooting for the bank. I want him to put 75 points up on us. And I want the Dolphins to win. That's what I want. And the Saints to win. With our luck, we'll beat the Saints, we'll beat the Dolphins. We'll push ourselves so far away from having any decision when it comes to taking a quarterback. Or maybe that'll be better. Maybe if the decision's made for us, that'll probably work out in our favor. So who knows? Hills Have Eyes is very creepy. Reanimator, yes, Reanimator was sick. Mr. Taz is throwing nonsense into the chat. The Jets have 93% on Rotten Tomatoes the other way. So they have a 7% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. That's what checks out. Jahmyr Gibbs is killing SG right now. He's got about a 15-yard gain. Bengals video killed the radio star. It was the first music video on MTV and was only seen in New Jersey. Was that the Bengals? I don't think that was the Bengals, though. That's totally not the Bengals. But Video Killed the Radio Star was the first music video on MTV. We're not beating those guys unless we replace Glenn or Fields. Why don't we just make Fields the coach and Glenn the quarterback? Let's try that. That might be fun. I'm down for that. I mean, at least it'll be exciting. Maybe. For a second. Jahmyr Gibbs gets a gain of 2. The Bugles. The Bugles. All right, that's who it was. Ashley's back. Let's go Bucs. Ashley, we were talking about the Bengals for a long time right now. And you missed it all. Buggles. All right, so it was the Buggles. It wasn't the Bengals. It wasn't the Bugles. It was the Buggles. 2nd and 7 coming up for, who's this guy? Jared Goff. He's a quarterback. He takes the ball, gets the ball off to Jahmyr Gibbs, and Gibbs is going to have some room to run. He's across the 20, across the 10, taken down at the 5. Aaron Glenn can't play quarterback. You can slot him into slot cornerback, though. Well, I mean, Justin Fields can't play quarterback either. Does it matter? Does it matter? No. Nobody on this team can play quarterback, so who cares who we put back there? Jahmyr Gibbs gets them down to the 5, and he's still in the backfield. I'm assuming he's going to get the ball here, and he does. Spins into the end zone. Wow, SG, I'm sorry, man. Oh, that was a Jahmyr Gibbs drive. Matt Beckel said, you're screwed, and he was correct. I tried to give you some hope. Alas. Poor Batman. I broke him well. Oh, poor Spider-Man. That was the cover of the Amazing Spider-Man with Venom, drawn by Eric Larson. That cover gets confused for a Todd McFarlane cover, but it wasn't a Todd McFarlane cover, where he is holding the skull like Yorick, who's on my piano right now. He's not here. Every Halloween, Yorick goes on the piano and has orange lights surrounding him, and it looks awesome and spooky, and PFA always puts it on her Instagram. 21-9. Looks like the Lions are going to run away with this game. Pretty sure Gibbs just got all 15 points on that drive. Yeah, it looks like he did. Can't give up on Justin Fields already. You got to give him time to develop. How many years does he need? We'll give him 8 years to develop. If you can't do it in 8 years, you're probably shot. Fields could probably play corner or receiver, running back, or kick returner. I heard he wanted to be a kick returner last year. Sure, let's do it. Put him a kick returner. Oh, Ashley saw The Witch this weekend. It was good. I kept waiting for the jump scare, and it didn't really happen. Somebody earlier said they watched The Witch and they thought it was boring. So yeah, you don't like jump scares. That's right. You've said that before. Yeah, Matt Beckel says his fantasy team's in trouble. All my fantasy teams are in trouble right now. Everything that is not supposed to happen is happening to me right now. So let me look. I'm probably losing every game right now because, let me see, because of the Tez Johnson thing. You know what drives me crazy about Sleeper is sometimes the scores don't update and they put 0-0. And the little green line, it'll either be a red line if you're projected to lose or a green line if you're projected to win. And I open it up and I see the green line all the way up, and then I see that there are no points there. And it drives me crazy. Oh, yes, look. They gave Bran a 98% chance to win. Think I have a shot? I need 28 points. Baker's got 9, Rashad White's got 5. I guess it's possible, but, I mean, I don't know. Son of a... What's going on in this other game? Yeah, all right. Oh, dear God. Dear God. Don't like jump scares at all. It's time for the great Tyrod Taylor. Did he make a decision that he's going to go with Tyrod? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Tyrod Taylor's not going to win games for us. He's got a better chance, I guess, but he's also made of glass, so how long is he going to last? Gibbs might actually win me my match I had been losing until tonight. You see, that's a feeling that I miss. When one of your players on the team you love actually wins you your fantasy week, that's ridiculous. That's an awesome feeling. Broncos had a 0.02 chance to win yesterday, and they still won. You can do it, Rich. Thank you. I appreciate I'm not doing anything except watching them. But yeah, I mean, we are in the third quarter. True. And Baker is a dog with a W. So, and an A, D-A-W-G. And Johnson ran about 60 yards sideways and got pushed out of bounds at the 20. I need Baker to struggle too. Maybe he can gift my fantasy team a pick or two. I need him to do well. He is my quarterback in that league against Bran. So if he does well, along with the great Rashad White, then I do well. And that'll please me greatly. Jahmyr Gibbs with that spin getting into the end zone. That was pretty fun. Pretty fun to watch. Not if you're a Buccaneers fan or SG. Anybody else, it was pretty fun to watch. Baker gets the ball out to Rashad White, so I mean that gets me a point at least. 23 to go. Oh, 24 to go, I think. I think I was down 25. 1 reception, no gain. Excellent. Could Rashad White get me like, a 60-yard touchdown reception? Just, you know what I mean? Like, that would be sick. He can't do that? 135 rushing yards, 82 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns for Jahmyr Gibbs. Wow. Wow. Yeah, Gibbs can move. 2nd and 9. Come on, Baker. You're going to lose 21-9 to the Lions? Rashad White's got about a gain of 7. I'm not loving this play calling by the Bucs, by the way. I feel like it's very cautious. A little too cautious for my liking. No me gusto. Lord Horror says that would not be sick. I'm going against both Baker and White. Well, we are at odds then. Because I love you, Matt Beckel, but I need these guys to perform for my squad. What's the name of my team? Cobra Kai Dojo. That's the name of my team. Mayfield throws this deep. Oh, and that is incomplete. Intended for Ibuka. 4th down, the punt team comes out. Baker's just missing all of it. He's playing himself right out of the MVP conversation tonight. And if Sam Darnold does well, then maybe he's in the MVP conversation. No, it's probably Stafford. Stafford's playing incredibly right now. Of course I remember Excalibur. Has a little sword through the name. There is the punt. I haven't moved ball in a while. I forgot to do that, so I don't have to move him right now. Can we agree to disagree in tonight's game, but Halloween 3 unites us? Yes. Season of the Witch unites all. Mr. Taz is acting like either the devil or the mafia boss with that comment. I'll let you guys read it. I'll let you read it in your own voice. It's right there on screen. So the Lions secondary is down its entire week 1 starting group. Insanity. I wish the NFL did holiday themed jerseys. But so, like, how though? Would they all have to be like yellow and orange? Or yellow and orange. What the F color is that? What holiday is that? What holiday uses yellow and orange? Black and orange. Would they all have to be black and orange? And then for Thanksgiving, like yellow and orange and brown? All the uniforms? You have the home and away. That'd be pretty fun, actually. I mean, you would know, like, so the Lions would have black jerseys with orange helmets. And then the Bucs would have white jerseys, orange pants with orange helmets. So it's kind of like the Bucs colors anyway, with black trim. That'd be pretty sick. This Running Man movie does not look like anything I ever want to see. It doesn't look like the original. The Browns helmet looks like pumpkins. Yeah, the Browns could just put a jack-o'-lantern face on the side of their helmets and make that stripe in the middle green. They should be forced to do that. And then the rest of the jerseys would have to be black, I guess. No. Yeah, maybe black. No. Orange. Yeah, orange. That's fine. What would the Bengals do? Yeah, the Bengals already have Halloween colors. They can just keep their... That's the thing. They can just keep what they have. They're already Halloween themed. But come Christmas time, we're talking orange and green, everybody. Soldier has a 9.4 copy of Excalibur #1 and loved it. They're releasing the Rachel Summers figure with a downsized Excalibur 1, finishes the team. And I'm assuming you're getting that. What was up with the Chargers uniforms yesterday? Yeah, they were all yellow, right? that looked pretty silly. Just need to paint some lines to make the Browns helmets some pumpkins. Yeah. They should put the Laurie Strode pumpkin carving on the side of the helmets. She does not know how to carve a pumpkin at all. I've seen that meme where it's like you see her from the new Halloween movie and the one from 1978, and like she carved the same pumpkin face, and it's like this girl does not know how to carve a pumpkin. It looks like in 50 years she did not learn how to carve a pumpkin. I mean, what the hell is that? Who carved that and thought that was a good idea to put in the movie? Jared Goff back to pass, pump fakes, avoids a sack, gets rid of the ball, throws it out of bounds. 2:45 left in the third. Vikings can have a frost giant look. You see, that'd be cool. I would like that. Oh, Yassine looks like he hurt his hamstring. Covering Emeka Ibuka. 2nd and 10. Jared Goff under center from the 30. Gives the ball to David Montgomery, who gets a gain of 1. Baby vomit yellow, yeah. That's pretty much what it looked like. Pretty much what it looked like. Claremont, and I didn't know Claremont and Davis did Excalibur. I had no idea. 3rd and 8. The man we can thank for some of the best X-Men stories ever. Pass over the middle, and that's a Sam Laporta sighting. He's got a first down. The bad pumpkin carving adds realism to the movie. It shows that she is just a normal woman who just happens to be haunted by the undead wraith of her serial killer brother. In some iterations, in the recent one where she has the same pumpkin carving, he is not her brother. Montgomery with a run up the middle for about a gain of 5. Seems like the Lions are just controlling this game, even though they've made several mistakes. Yeah, Lions are, even with the mistakes they've made, man, they are just fully in control of this game. Pretty savage. Yeah, it's going to be 2nd and 5. Goff gets the ball off. He's getting Sam Laporta involved now, of course, because he's another guy that I don't need to get points. So they're like, let's involve him. Just there's got to be a fan. There's got to be a football god up there somewhere laughing at me. There has to be. I'm fully convinced right now. 3rd and 2 coming up. 3rd and 2 for the Buccaneers. It's remarkable how bad this football season's been for me. I don't want to sit here and complain all night, but I'm going to. It's 3rd and 2 as Jared Goff gives the ball to David Montgomery. He gets about a yard, so it's going to be 4th and 1 from the 50. I mean, is Dan Campbell going to go for this? What do you guys think? I think he's only gone for 1 tonight, right? I had 3.5 was the over-under. I took the over. Take me home. Because I don't remember. Yeah, I'm facing Brand this week. In 2 leagues. 1, I'm tanking, so I don't care. I'm losing that league. I have like 6 first rounders next year, 3 second rounders, 2 first rounders the next year. Like, I totally tanked in that league. But I did with the picks that I got this year. I drafted Ibuka, Tet McMillan. I have Jaden Daniels, Michael Penix. So that's like my core right now. I have 6 first round. Just stacking first rounders. Yeah, of course he's going to go for it. But then in the other league where I traded assets to get players because I felt like my team was strong enough, I'm just losing by ridiculousness. Like CeeDee Lamb got hurt. It's just, I faced Pat Fryermuth this week who goes all like just things like that are happening. And it drives me crazy. The guy have Matt Stafford, Baker Mayfield, I have a sick running back room. Receivers, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave. But just like the worst things happen to me in that league. Oh, I love Halloween commercials. That is a Walmart Halloween commercial. But yeah, I know we talked about who's playing Thursday night, but I can't remember. Oh, it's the Vikings Vikings are playing somebody Thursday night, and it was a team that I was like, they're going to lose. Vikings are going to lose. Who are they playing? Let's see. Look at it one more time. One more time. And I'm looking at the Jets schedule. Why am I doing that to myself? Chargers. Oh yeah. I mean, they might not lose. Actually, come to think of it, you never know. Oh, Ashley comes in with a 10 or says it fell asleep right before the end of the game, but the great Mac Jones is pleased. Yes, he is definitely pleased, and he says it's quite all right that you fell asleep. St. Brown pitches to Gibbs, and he gets the first down somehow. It looked like he got the first down somehow. Oh, boy. They're giving him the first down. Yeah, it looked like he got the first down. All right, so... Goff back to pass. Gets this out to Khalif Raymond. He gets a gain of 1. Gain of 2. I feel like Troy Aikman sounds like John Madden to me, but just like a version of John Madden that's not funny and doesn't really have much of a personality. That's what Troy Aikman sounds like. And Ashley is your number 3 contenders up to 376.70 on the stream. Bengals fan who have Halloween colors on their uniforms all year round unless they go with the whiteouts. Then it's almost Halloween colors. There is a little orange on that though, right? Like slightly, or is it just black and white? I don't remember. That's not a commentary on the great Mac Jones' performance. Oh no, of course not. I would not think that at all. Nuka's off to bed. Good night. Have a great rest of the stream. You have a great night sleeping, Nuka. Fourth quarter, yes. 3rd and 6 for the Lions. So Dan Campbell has gone for it twice, I believe, on 4th down. The over-under's 3.5. Back to pass. Goff gets the ball off, and that is incomplete. So let me change the poll since the, I mean, like, I think I'm just going to let the likes naturally come from now on. Because, you know, over, under, on. All right, here we go. Here is the new poll. Curious to see what you guys do here. Over on Dan Campbell, 4th out of 10, says 3.5. He currently has 2. Briefest of intermissions as we hit this commercial break. And Nas Moretna is going to join you guys for a moment. I almost fell. That would have been bad. Lord Chair would have flown out the window, and I would have hit my head on this thing, and you would have just heard the F word and just a bunch of bad stuff. I'm glad it didn't happen. Glad it didn't happen. Jets Halloween jersey could be a zombie pilot or a shot down plane. Or just vomit. It could just be vomit. That's fine. Just green vomit. It would fit. Trust me. Lord Chair made some very valid points about our current political climate. Really? Oh, wow. Well, it doesn't seem to have stirred up any controversy in the chat, so I'm glad about that. Shows that you guys are mature and you can hold political conversations without going at each other's throats. Something that is rare in this world. Baker Mayfield. All right, Paul. Get on Baker's side. Come on. Give him some power if you can. He needs to go 89 yards to get this game back into, you know. Oh, and there he goes to Kata and who's down at the 30. All right, Lord Chair would have taken out those Halloween decorations. You took all the time to hang up. Well, Josh hung them up. He did an okay job, I guess. Told him not to use tape, but he did. So now I'm going to have to pry the tape off the windows, but whatever. Speaking of horror, here is Brian Dusenberry. Horror King, what's going on? Your Lions are looking pretty good right now. 1st and 10 for Baker. Back to pass, throws downfield, and that is off the fingertips of Emeka Egbuka. 2nd and 10 coming up. No, I am not saying that, Matt West. I cannot say those words. A pox on all who disagree. Says Tim Daniel. Wait, what are we disagreeing with, Tim Daniel? Hold on. He'll go for it one more time. 75% of you were taking the over. All right, well, I hope work wasn't too grueling on you tonight, Brian. 2nd and 10, Baker's back to pass. Rush is coming. He gets the ball to Egbuka, who gets about a 5-yard gain. A 3rd and 5 coming up. Dwayne M says, are the Indianapolis Colts a top 5 team in the NFL? Just curious. Colts looking good lately. Top 5 teams, so let's see. So for me, top 5, I'm putting Kansas City up there. Lions. I think the Colts are a top 5 team, yeah. Now that I think about it. I think they're better than the Bills. I think they are firmly a top 5 team. There's a flag that's going to be on the Bucs, I believe. I think they would beat the Eagles the way the Eagles are playing right now, honestly. Seahawks, Niners, I think they're better than those teams. So yeah. I would say that illegal shift on the Bucs, that penalty's declined, 4th and 4. Are they going to go for it? They might go for this. Colts are a legit problem for the league. Yeah, they are. Brian says, I have to go back to work. See you all soon. Hurricane out. All right, enjoy it, Brian. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Colts are a legit problem. Good offensive line, good defense. I mean, hell of a running game. Got weapons. It is their problem. 4th and 4. Bucs definitely need this. And Mayfield gets the ball off, and that is caught. Kate Otten got the ball across. The ground caused the fumble. They are good. That's got to be a 1st down. He got the ball across. What's his knee down before he extended it? Oh, that's close. So they're ruling it a first down. It was right there. It was right there. Wow. Insane. Yeah, so that they shouldn't have called that a fumble because he was getting tackled and the ground caused the fumble. So the refs are dumb. So are they going to challenge this? Detroit might challenge it, but I mean, I think he got there anyway. So I think this would be a foolish challenge. He's got the red flag out and he throws it down on the field. So they are challenging this. All right. This lady's got an I Love Dan Campbell shirt on. And he's doing jumping jacks. He's trying to get John Hussey over there so we can challenge it. So the ruling on the field is that the receiver did complete the process of the catch. I think he did. He had the ball, made a football move, stuck his arms out. I mean, I think this is pretty cut and dry, but I don't know. Frisco Torres says, anybody know any streams? Like YouTube streams? You're on one. Streams for the game, though. I don't know. Illegal streams for the game? I don't know. It's a tough question to ask. Could incriminate myself. But I watch it legally. But I mean, it's wait a minute. No, it's a televised game, right? Ladies of a certain age love Coach Campbell. I remember Colin Cowherd telling a story about his wife seeing a picture of Dan Campbell and being like, "Who's that?" Scariest question in the NFL: what's a catch? Yeah, you have to have possession of the ball and make a football move. Define football move. That's not to make Dan Campbell angry. We have not seen a Dan Campbell spine buster yet. Maybe he can rival Arn Anderson's spine buster. Who knows? He might be able to rival Arn Anderson's spine buster. Did we ever come to terms with who is the best high flyer in wrestling history? I don't know that we did. Is it Juventud Guerrero? No. It's definitely not Juventud Guerrero. Marcus Freeman, future Penn State head coach. Fumble is technically a football move. That's true. Celtic says still Sabu, Rey Mysterio. Arn Anderson has the best DDT of all time. I said that earlier, Matt Beckel. Well, I said second best. Jake the Snakes is so smooth. It's hard. Marty Jannetty, the coward who tried to dive through a window to get away from Shawn Michaels. Billy Kidman was good. I still say Jeff Hardy. I don't know. I think Jeff Hardy was, but it seems like I'm on an island here. Oh, they're saying he was actually short of the line of scrimmage? Are you kidding me? Wow. Oh my God. The ball looks like it's, oh man, it looks like it's right there. Wow. Tim Daniel says Jimmy Snuka. First guy to dive off a steel cage. And McFoley was there in the crowd. Crazy. Insanity with this game. And Todd Bowles is not happy about this. Neither is Baker Mayfield. That's crazy. So it is no longer Tampa's ball. Troy Aikman and Joe Buck believe they got it right, so. Anakin Sky Ogre says, thank you, Zebras. That is another bad call. I think he was right there. I think he was right. So his knee hits. Oh, I mean, it looks like it's right there. He needs to be at that 41-yard line hash mark. I mean, I feel like they could have gone either way with that. Pitches out to Jahmyr Gibbs. He gets no gain. 11:27 left in this game. Oh, yeah, Warrior was way overrated. Stiff as all hell. Hassan Reddick is down. Yeah, Warrior was stiff as hell. I think the most underrated wrestler was DDP. Good on the mic. Excellent in the ring. Made Goldberg look good. That's a tough task. Yeah, it didn't seem like there was enough to overturn that. That's what was weird. That's what was weird. It's got to be definitive. There did not seem to be enough to overturn it. So that's curious. Joe Buck and Troy Aikman believe that there was. So it doesn't make sense to me. Yes, please. Strange. DDP was terrific, yeah. Yes. Yes, we'll get them out as quickly as possible, period. Thank you so much. Work never ends. It never ends. Okay. Christian Cage, most underrated in the past 20 years. Yeah, I like Christian. I don't know if I would say he's the most underrated. So let me see. Sting is my favorite wrestler of all time. He came back to AEW, didn't he? With like the white hair and the white goatee recently. Let's see. I still like the Marty Jannetty thing. Kirsten Carter's here. Look at that. Good afternoon, sir. How are you doing? How's your husband doing? Good to see you again. Time for a golf pick. Good golf. Golf pick 6 would be nice. Goldust was a great wrestler and gimmick was perfect. The gimmick was funny. He cracked guys up with that. Kurt Hennig is one of my favorites ever. We were talking before about Kurt Hennig, Bret Hart. You could take any Kurt Hennig, Bret Hart match, and it's like listening to a good song. It's just perfect. Houston only allowing an average of 12 points a game. Ooh, interesting. So Hassan Reddick is being helped off the field. Jared Goff, little play action, rolls out, avoids pressure, but he gets sacked anyway. avoided pressure for a second. Third and long again for Detroit. Glacier, I remember Ernest the Cat Miller stealing Glacier's gimmick. Does anybody remember that? That was the best. Ernest the Cat Miller stealing Glacier's gimmick, and then he couldn't get it to work right. Ernest the Cat Miller was pretty funny. Goff throws towards the end zone, and that is incomplete. 4th and 10. So Detroit is going to attempt another field goal. Yeah, Magnum TA was cut short. That was tragic. It was a car accident, right? Or was it a motor? I think it was a car accident. I think he opened an insurance company afterwards, or is running one now or something. No, I don't think I'm streaming the second game tonight. Bates doinks it in. Don't believe I'll be streaming the second game tonight. 24-9. Baker's upset about something. Canyon was awesome too, yeah, and then he passed away, Chris Canyon. Oh wait, did it, what happened? Oh, Baker thought he missed it. Okay, but he got it. He got it. No second game on a Monday night. On a Monday, oh no. I hate the double Monday night games. 10 o'clock. Then I'm up until at least 2 a.m. Starting to feel like belt time, yeah. Oh, Iron Mike Sharp. Forget about it. I mean, the funniest part about the Iron Mike Sharp stuff was Gorilla Monsoon complaining about, like, how long has he had this injury that he's got to wear that on his wrist? And then Bobby Heenan defended it. The guy's hurt. What do you know? At least he's out here stepping into the ring. Madison says it's only 7 p.m. Yeah. In some parts of the world, you are correct. So this is a beating. An absolute beating. I don't know that we're going to see what we saw last night from Denver. Madison Duncan's calling for the belt. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, Barry Horowitz. I remember him. Was it, Barry Horowitz, did he become Repo Man? Wait, am I thinking... Or who was the Brooklyn Brawler? Was he the Brooklyn Brawler? Or Repo Man? Was Barry Horowitz one of those guys? I remember Barry Horowitz being Barry Horowitz. I also remember Rene Goulet and Tiger Chung Lee. Some excellent jobbers. All right, Barry became the Brooklyn Brawler, yeah. 2nd and 10 is Baker Mayfield. Avoids pressure, gets the ball to Cade Otton. He gets about an 8-yard gain on that. That was another injured player. This Detroit secondary is just getting devastated. Lex was jacked, but he was very limited in the ring. The human torture rack. Just like standing there with a guy on your shoulders. Steve Lombardi was the Brooklyn Brawler. That's right. Steve Lombardi was the Brooklyn Brawler. Tatanka. We saw Tatanka when we went to Saturday night's main event. He was there. Oh man. Why does sprain exist? I don't know. But unfortunately he does. And when he gets his eyes set on somebody, oh, there he is. You say his name. He comes and looks for you. SG. And how's your ankle, by the way? Sprain just watching, waiting. And Rashad White looks like he gets a first down, unless they don't want to give him this. Again. She says, my eyes. I met Haku and the rest of the Bullet Club were at a block party they had in North Jersey. Haku was apparently the toughest SOB in all of wrestling. Baker throws this that is too high for Tez Johnson. 2nd and 10 coming up. Ankle's getting better, can walk without a boot now. You just told that while sprain's on screen. SG. You just let him know that you're feeling better. What have you learned nothing? SG. I'm trying to help you. Second and 10. Baker working out of the shotgun. He rolls out to his left. Throws downfield. That's broken up, but there's going to be a flag. That was intended for Ibuka. It's going to be a penalty on Tampa. Holding on Graham Barton. Penalties declined. 3rd down. Matt Beckel says, I stayed at the same resort as Macho Man. He was a very cool guy, but his voice was destroyed. I heard that about Savage, that he was a very nice guy. He was very generous with his time when a fan would come up to him. So we got 3rd and 10 coming up. Baker working out of the shotgun. Big 3rd down. Baker back to pass. Gets the ball off. That is caught by Johnson. That's a first down. Loco with the tour says, Harley Race, the toughest. Haku would bite your nose. I think that's tough. Harley Race was a tough son of a bitch. Mayfield gets this ball out to Rashad White, who fumbles, but... Oh, no, I thought he fumbled. Sorry. Thank you for the tour, Loco. Yeah, Harley Race, I think... I don't know. When you hear these stories, everybody just talks about how tough Haku was. Like, people would talk about Harley Race, but I feel like when they talk about Haku, it's different. Like, yeah, Harley Race was a tough guy. But when they talk about Haku... Oh, my God, the ball just gets knocked out of Baker's hands. Did Tampa Bay recover it? The Lions are saying they've got it. Unseriousness continues. Unbelievable. Tampa Bay's ball. 50, you should route the Phantom Zone to the Jets YouTube chat. I wish I could. You have a great evening, Matt Beckel. Lord Horror going to be the little one. Have a great night. This game is going so badly for Tampa. Kirsten, this game has been unserious since the beginning. It has been ridiculous. Dan Campbell is pointing, saying things to the refs. He wants, something to happen, and the refs are talking to him and considering what he's saying, and Dan Campbell just nodded. There's another red challenge flag. All right. Lucky Lions have looked so much better. Matt West is still not called for the belt. So this game is far from over. Far from over. Kirsten Carter, children taking baths tonight is the theme of the... that sounds weird. Wait a minute. I shouldn't say that. So Tristan Wirfs got jumped on top of that. Jets chat is evaluating trades, draft picks, complaining about Fields and Glenn, general hopelessness. Yeah, that's what it is. That's all it's going to be. They don't do anything with this possession. It's belt time. All right, so the ball was fumbled, and that was an unsuccessful challenge by Detroit, so it's Tampa's ball. It is Tampa's ball. All right. No, and sprain has left us, thank God. Lions belt. Let's just make sure we got that queued up. Baker on 3rd and 5, ball gets tipped. All right, here we go. Here we go. So it is queued up whenever we're ready for it. I was genuinely afraid of Captain Lou and the Wild Samoans with all the rubber bands on his face, too. I was just like, why does he do that? That's crazy. That is a first down by Cade Otton. Seven minutes left. I mean, Baker gets the ball to Sterling Shepard. He's only got a few yards. Lions defense is not giving up anything. Not giving up much of anything. 2nd and 8. Baker throws to the end zone. That is incomplete. Thank God, because I can't have Johnson scoring another touchdown. Soldier, have a great night. See you Friday for Thursday night's games to Sean Cantrell. Here we go. Crowd is in Baker's head. Seems that way. Ron Simmons was a great football player and a wrestler, yes. Over the middle to Sterling Shepard on 3rd and 8. He only gets 2. And it's another 4th down. They cannot move the ball downfield. It's pretty crazy. Wait a second. I don't remember. Kirsten Wader, are you a... what fan... or what team do you support and what team does your husband support? I don't remember. And I hate when I don't remember these things. Baker floats it to the end zone. There's a flag. Detroit's dancing. I don't think he's... Millette was dancing. I don't think he knew the flag was thrown. Pass interference on Millette. Baker 1st and 10, working out of the shotgun. Runs into his lineman. Slings this out to Sterling Shepard. That's another gain of 2. So they're like doing this like 2 yards at a time. 2 yards, chipping away 2 yards at a time. You only have to do that 50 times to get to the end zone. Aiden Hutchinson has 5 pressures tonight. Baker to the end zone, batted away, intended for Emeka Egbuka. And Whiteside gets the ball, well, bats the ball away is what I should say. That is incomplete. So we've got, is this 3rd and 8 for the Bucs. Here we go. Baker working out of the shotgun. 26 of 44, 184 yards, touchdown and interception. Baker throws to the end zone. That is incomplete. That was intended for Rachaad White. And we got 4th and 8 coming up. Steve McMichael, another football wrestler, and he was a member of the Four Horsemen. Also a WCW announcer at one point. United States champion. Carried a metal briefcase as a weapon. Back to pass as Baker throws it to the end zone. That is incomplete. Is it bell time? That's what we need to know. I believe it should be. Tragic for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield. Absolutely tragic. Where is the winner's title? But Matt West has not called for it yet. SG's calling for the belt, though. We need to know if Matt West wants it, though. Deborah's first husband. Correct. Bring out the belt, says Matt West. And there it is. The Detroit Lions belt. So let's go for it. With 4 minutes left. I wonder if we were watching that Giants-Denver game, if we would have called for the belt. Early. I feel like we might have. And then we would just feel like the whole belt situation is cursed. And you know, Dwayne Johnson was on the field when Doug Flutie beat Miami on the Hail Mary. I did not know that. The keeper of the belts has spoken. What happened to my voice? Go Lions! Go Lions. And I think, should we take a look at the Jaguars belt again? Because that belt is excellent. I think we need to take a look at the Jaguars belt. Just really quick. The Miami Dolphins. Yes. I love the Jaguars belt. That's my favorite belt ever. If I was a champion in WWE, that's exactly how I would fashion my belt. Second and 9, David Montgomery looking to put this game away. Gets maybe a yard. No, it's Lawns. It'll always be Lawns. You were reading my mind on the Jags belt. That Jaguars belt is epic. The most classic belt you'll ever see. It's a work of art. And completely done by mistake, which is the best part. Third and 7 coming up for the Lawns. .414 left. Bucks might get this back with 4:14. You know. Theoretically could still come back, but I mean, I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. But I mean, who knows? After what we saw yesterday, I mean, Sean Payton's a good coach. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Because I had my suspicions about him for a while. But, you know. Jaguars belt should read, "Here comes Mr. Sunshine." No, I think, what does it say? "Welcome home, Dugas." Whatever it says. Whatever it says on there is perfect. It is never being etched out. We have to come up with a definition for Dugas. Because I don't know what it means. Fourth and 8. Baal will remain where he is. Johnson takes the ball to the Bengals 32. 3:58 left. Brett Holmes, man. Brett Holmes is awesome. So jealous of the frickin' Lions and the situation. Lions notable second through fourth round picks. Man, drafting so well. Look at that. Isaac Tesla, the newest member on that list. Tesla, whatever you say his name. Ibuka is across the 50, down to the 40, down to the 37. All right, so the Bucs have some life in them. 3:45 left. No timeouts, though. No timeouts. The Peyton thing is going to be a thing, isn't it? I fear it is. I fear it is. Baker gets the ball out and tried to get it to Cade Otton. A little out of his reach. The clock will stop. .324 left on the clock. Yeah, Duval is a reference to Duval County. I knew that, but I don't know what Dulgaz is. Baker gets sacked. 3:16 left. He looks lost out there right now. Bubba says, as long as the glass breaking, as far as the glass breaking when I enter goes, I'm a man of my word. No glass shall break for me until your Jets win a game. I thought you said they had to be a 500. But, yeah, winning a game, fine. There'll probably be no glass breaking anytime soon. 3rd and 21. Baker gets the ball out. I mean, he's got no time back there. He's got no time. The Lions' defense is all over the place. Their secondary is all over the place. This defensive line is getting pressure on Baker. This is an impressive performance by this Lions defense. I mean, man. Baker's got no time. Next year, perhaps, maybe. We'll see with a new quarterback who's going to be the next stud in the league. Without a doubt, perhaps. I never said 500. I know that might never happen. What if the Jets try to get John Gruden as their next head coach? I'd be on board with that. I mean, 4th and 21, but it's going to be a turnover on downs. That'll do it because Tampa can't stop the clock. We're going to get down to the 2-minute warning. Oh, Baker's pointing at the ref. He's yelling at John Hussey. I don't know what he's saying. He's yelling at all the refs. And Baker. All right. Is losing to the Jets a fireable offense at this point? It should be. If you lose to the Jets, you're not keeping your job. But yeah, John Gruden, I'd be happy with John Gruden. Why not? Right? Especially with if like that would make total sense, especially if you're drafting a young quarterback. Like Gruden come in, pick his quarterback, groom him, and then see what happens from there. What was the non-future telling device prediction? Let's see. The NFTD prediction was... Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. Hold on. Lions winning, but I thought the Bucs offense would do something. I thought the Bucs offense would do something for sure. We're at the 2-minute warning, and then not far away from the Lions taking victory formation. Not far away at all. Baker's about to get ejected for the audacity of being mean to the refs, pointing at them. You're not going to win any refs over like that. You never see Patrick Mahomes doing that. Give me the fortune-telling device. What is the fortune-telling device? Wait a minute. Is that a different device? I've been accused of having a future-telling device. But telling fortunes is... That's impressive work. The end result was right. Just the score was a bit off. But I'll also pick the Lions to win, by the way. So we were both simpatico there. We were simpatico. I don't know if saying both simpatico is just redundant. I think it is. Mr. Taz says, I want both. The fortune-telling device. Well, I mean, I could use a fortune-telling device. I would use it to find out what's going to happen with the rest of the Jet season. Although I fear I know. I'm going to get my hopes up for that #1 overall pick, and it's going to go to Miami. Like, it's like I just know it. We're going to beat Miami, and that's going to cost us. We're going to beat Miami. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to beat Miami. Miami's not going to win another game. We're going to both have a 1-1 record. Bills are going to rest their starters week 18, and the Jets are going to win. And the Jets, with that win, will move down to perhaps like the 2nd or 3rd pick. That's what's going to happen. Mark my words. That's going to drive me insane. But I really want the 1st overall pick. You see, the last time we had the 1st overall pick and took Keyshawn Johnson, the 1st overall pick, too, makes your job, makes the team a bit more desirable. To, we fire Aaron Glenn, you're dangling that over the head of the new coach, like, hey, you got the 1st overall pick, You can start shaping this team the way you want to. Sean Cantrell, your Demonverse champion, says good night, PFA, PFD, and Lorraine. Yes, Lorraine's watching us, chirping away wherever she is. Keeping a close eye on her. She's probably like right here on my desk. You can't see her because of the green screen. Give us the device and your cloning method. How do you know I have a cloning method, SG? How do you know? Where are you? 3rd and 7. Well, I lost my fantasy matchups. So, football sucks. Good night, SG. Thursday night. I don't know that I'll be doing Sunday. Sunday afternoons and everything are going to be hard for me now as we're getting into the holiday season. If the Jets were good, I would try to maneuver my schedule, but it makes no sense to like do that for football that's not even good. Even if they were losing. But as long as if the football games were good, that'd be different. Josh sold you out to SG, Rich. He might have. I heard SG is a man of many means. We're trading our talent going 0-13. I don't think we're trading. I don't think we're. I mean, the only guys that would make sense to trade are Quincy Williams if they're not going to sign him, and Breece Hall if they're not going to sign him. But if they're thinking of keeping those guys around, I don't want to get rid of anybody else, honestly. Drafting a defensive end with the #1 overall pick, firing Glenn 5 games into the 2026 season. We demand the fortune-telling device, the future-telling device, the cloning methods, and your original copy of the Necronomicon. Oh, wait a minute. I don't know that I can hand that over. I said SG is a man of means. That means he, that it would not surprise me if he was able to come in, that you were able to come in and bribe Josh. Have a good night, Jeremy JB. It would not surprise me if you showed up with a fistful of cash to bribe Josh. Fourth and 6. There's the punt. 14 seconds left. They're going to march this Bucs offense back out on the field. Just take a knee. I mean, just take a knee. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Well, if you guys are watching the next game, I hope you enjoy it. Let's take a quick look at it, see what's going on there. It should have started already. Oh no, it starts at 10:30. That's crazy. 10:20. Are they insane? Are they insane starting a game that late on the East Coast? This game is over. Thank you to everybody who joined the stream. Thank you to everybody who donated. We will be back Thursday for Vikings. Chargers. Vikings Chargers. We'll see if the Chargers Charger on Thursday. It's a possibility. Even if I bribe Josh, he would still give me the wrong info. You know better than anyone. That's G. You know. I feel like just because you said that, I feel like you've attempted this before and it's come back to bite you. So shame on you. I'll say that. For PFA, for why the hell not? Dan Campbell. For Lucas Astro, Lorraine. For champion Sean Cantrell, tonight's top donator. I am Rich Jodas, pro football demon. I flubbed that. That wasn't a flub. That wasn't enough in flub. Look that up if you haven't never seen Dan Marino say that. I am Rich Jodas, the pro football demon whose voice is going. And I will see you guys on the other side. No, that's dark. I will see you guys on Thursday. Talk soon.